What happens when you got a little mayo on mayo crime? What happens when you got some miracle on miracle whip crime? Do they get upset? Do they get scared? Do they beg for Zaddy and Mommy to play nice and play fair? But guess what? You can't blame foundational Black Americans, Mr. Tetherman, because it was a Mr. Mayo man who did everything. So foundational Black Americans gonna do what we always do, and that's gonna be to dish out some A, B, K, because we in the place. Where my dogs at? Let's go.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
They over there mad right now and scared because they thought they was going to be able to dump all this on foundational Black Americans. Then they found out that the people that they love so much don't love them. The people they love so much don't rock with them. And the people that they love so much got some mayo on mayo crime. And all foundational Black Americans do is shine. And they know that. Certified salute. FBA Friday. We up. Where my dogs at? Rest in peace to the dog. Let's go to work. You know, when I got the DMX, fam, it's about to really go down. Energy on a billion. Foundational Black Americans out here winning to the maximum. It don't fall back. Certified salute to everybody. Yeah, you see Myron's face? Myron shook. Myron somehow now talking about my brother Tariq Nasheed. What Tariq got to do with your affection for the dominant society? But let me tell you what we're going to expose, y'all. We're going to expose that not only are the Mayos falling out, the Teos are falling out. Yeah, the tether mayos, the want-to-bees. Because y'all know when Mommy and Zaddy are having a battle, they think they gonna get deported. Fam, all the tethers right now are thinking they about to get deported. They don't know what to do. They're like, hold on now. We seeing Miracle Whip jars flying in the air. Somebody threw a damn Brussels sprouts. Somebody had a Brussels sprouts bat clip goddamn Karen across the head. Ken was right there. There's battling left and right. We told everybody it was going to be a civil war, and we told them that foundational Black Americans weren't going to do anything. And if you watch, fam, it's trickled through every single community in America except for us. Damn, it feel good to be foundationals. Don't it feel good to say that we gonna sit everything out and ain't nothing got nothing to do with us? Now we about that money, y'all. And guess what? We gonna sit back, relax, we gonna reject, and we gonna regulate. That's the way we do it, fam. So certified salute. Everybody smash that like button. We about to go all the way in. Do y'all know I woke up today and I seen these tethers are crying. We already showed you a few tethers yesterday. Wait until you see these tethers now. By the way, shout out to everybody who's coming in from the space we just did on X. It was phenomenal. We had 300 people in there. Y'all know we do thousands here. However, we was in there deep. Some brothers and sisters was holding it down, breaking down the way that foundational Black Americans are moving, and it's lovely. I see all of y'all in here, man. We in here real deep. You got to love it. You got to love it. You got to love it. But let me tell you who got no love. The tethers got no love. Family, when you see a mayo and a mayo crime, FBA knows we sit it out, but the tethers don't know how to do that. The tethers out there crying, fam. I'm telling y'all think we playing out here, fam. Look at him. You see him? Look at him right there. This man is out there crying. He's literally crying right now, saying, this is just the worst thing that ever happened to me. They don't like the fact that the people they love so much don't love them. Everybody getting that ABK wake up call, y'all. Everybody got woke up. Now people are shook because they thinking, well, if that can happen to them, what's about me? Yeah, I'm going to tell you what about you. You about to find out the way the game really goes, and people ain't close as you feel, and they ain't rocking with you like you wanted it to. And don't be mad at foundationals. We only being great. Y'all, look at Myron Gaines and watch how he was about to cry. Matter of fact, he did start to cry when the news came down.
All of you, if you're watching right now, guys, I need all of you. If you're watching right now, I need everybody to pray for Charlie.
He crying,
I see there's
y'all.
a couple Twitter spaces. I'm going to go into one of them so you guys can hear real-time updates. I just saw the footage not too long ago. I'm just going to join this thing right quick for you guys.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm the chairman of the College Republicans of America. I had 5 students working the event with Charlie. The latest updates we're getting from those students, one whose friend is at the hospital and one who's a state rep in Utah.
Nah, he praying. Hey, he doing a tether spiritual. Look, he doing a tether spiritual, y'all. He said, I praise to the tether spiritual God that you will save that Mayo man. Because he loves that Mayo man. He wants to hug that Mayo man. He rolled with that Mayo man, and he probably even wants to drop down and blow that Mayo man. You see what happens when the people that they love so much don't love them? When they feel that they're about to have a change, when it looked like everything they thought they had going ain't gonna go the way that they wanted it to. Look at them right there. These tethers are in the streets crying, y'all. FBA ain't doing that. How many foundationals was acting like that? How many certifieds was acting like that? We don't give a damn. I just talked to hundreds of Black Americans, and it has came back crystal clear that none of us care. This man is right here with his hands tied up. He said, and I'm so sorry for what happened to Master. Master, no. Y'all thought it was just Samuel L. Jackson. Y'all thought it was just a movie. Fam, is he not doing the same thing? Crying out here, just like a tether would.
The latest updates we're getting from those students, one whose friend is at the hospital and one who's a state rep in Utah, have both said that Charlie has passed.
He's crying.
That is unconfirmed by the news. This is just the word on the ground.
Can I ask quickly?
He wiping his nose. He out there wiping his nose. He was doing the sniffle. He said, America will, mayo. No. Please don't go. Nah. Don't be mad that Chad had some Charlie fatigue. Don't be mad that Brad had Charlie fatigue. Nuh-uh. You ain't got that type of energy for FBA. Nah. Look at this man. Look at him. He crying. He bent over. He slumped. He slumped over upset. Be that way.
That is unconfirmed by the news. This is just the word on the ground.
Can I ask quickly who confirmed that?
One of
All of you.
Damn.
If you're watching.
Damn. It done got that bad, though. You in that type of mind because all you do is sit there all damn day long and you spew anti-Black American hatred, but you crying right now. I told everybody them tethered tears was going to come. I tell you, and I got a whole list of them. We do this for 12 rounds. How you want to play the game? We'll do this for 12 whole rounds up in here. Championship fight. But I bet FBA win by knockout. I bet you that much right there. They know what it is. They crying right now. And all the tethers are scared, fam. And if you go across all the social media, that's what's happening, okay? Whenever you have W on W crime, that affects a tether the same way two parents getting a divorce. The same way. There's a lot of uncertainty, fam. They already had deportations. This is the worst thing to happen to the tether nation. You already had deportations, right? Yeah, okay. And then on top of deportations, now you got W mayo crime where eventually, let's be real, they're going to start looking at y'all. Yeah, Tether. See, that's why Myron's really upset. Myron's upset because he understands he going to be next in that aggression. You know, the dominant society going to turn around and say, Tether, you did this. Fam, I'm telling you right now, listen to me. The next step is going to be Myron getting blamed. You're going to see all of these supremacists coming after Myron Gaines. He knows it. He's not just crying because Master's hurt. He's not just upset because Master down bad. He's not just upset because of Charlie fatigue. No, he understands that Charlie, Billy Bob, and Jethro, they're going to blame the tether. See, they can't blame foundationals. They can't blame us, y'all. They want to blame us. They want to say Black Americans did it, but we know where to be found. We don't give a damn. We made it clear. FBA, we don't give a damn. We don't care. It's y'all problem. Deal with it. So what's the next thing they do? They say, well, damn, we can't put it on FBA. We can't put it on Tariq Nasheeds or Blacks Alphas. I'll tell you what, Myron Gaines did it. I promise you now. Another prediction, fam, and I'm putting it bold right here. We rocking. Yep, FBA Friday. We in the house. I'm promising you right now, within the next few weeks, you're going to see all of this anti-tetherism coming from the dominant society. And they're going to be coming straight after Myron Gaines. Yes, indeed. He ain't going to gain nothing. He ain't going to gain a damn thing. I'm going to tell you that today. And then right after that, fam, he puts out this video where he starts going after FBA. Why? Fam, think about that. The dominant society really ain't even talking about us right now. We done played the clips. The dominant society is out there going after each other. Let's be real, y'all. Can we be all the way real? The dominant society is on some leftist, rightist stuff. That's how they battling each other. Right now, the Tethers are the only ones talking about, it's so wrong what you black people did. Why would you black people do this? The Tethers are trying to project. And fam, soon as that happened, soon as the fear set in, when Myron started realizing he's next, when Myron started realizing Billy Bob and Jethro in Alabama don't want to hear about this. What is he, Sudanese? You think they give a damn about a Sudanese? When Utah just happened, next thing you know, he comes out with this right here, fam. Oh, man. He went into full babble mode, full projection. He talking about a debate where he got whooped on from my brother Tariq a year ago, and watch the crash out. Enjoy the crash out, because this isn't being said out of facts. It's being said out of good old-fashioned tether fear, and we here for it.
We're going to be like Tariq Nasheed and celebrate as someone passed away and was assassinated, by the way. Let's keep that in mind. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Losers don't get assassinated. Great men do. When you die, you're just going to get killed. When he died, he got assassinated. So shut the fuck up. Some of you bum ass in the chat talking shit. People are going to visit his grave. Who the fuck is going to visit yours? People are going to go ahead and go back and watch his videos. Who's going to watch yours? Do you even have videos? Have you changed anyone's life? You on a keyboard talking shit. And this goes for all these trolls. Whether it's people on TikTok, sickos in chat talking shit, or it's like Tariq Nasheed that are celebrating this man's death. The difference between him and you is that people are going to remember his name. No one will remember you, scumbag. And it's because you're a scumbag that no one's going to remember you. The heartlessness that I see is directly why we have the problems that we have in America. You know, and it's funny because
look at him right there. Look at it. His head's down. He doesn't sound too confident what he's saying. Fam, remember the energy before when he was smiling and gloating and thinking everything was cool? When he was talking about black folks? Just a minute ago, he was doing a tether prayer. He was wiping his nose. He needed a whole box of Kleenex. Now he leaning to the side, hand up. He real upset, real angry, real frustrated right now, though. Y'all see this? He over there leaning. He over there leaning right now saying, man, why Tariq did this to me? Wasn't nobody talking about you. Where did this come from? Fam, where did this come from other than he knows he's in trouble right now? That is a tether who's in trouble. He is on the endangered tethers list, and he knows it. He know he on the endangered tethers list. All the tethers woke up. The Charlie Kirk situation was the worst thing that happened to a tether. And he said, let me try to talk about FBA now. And this didn't get no traction. Ain't nobody on the internet saying, yeah, good job. Ain't nobody saying that. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing supremacists and they going in on him. So he's leaning to the side and he's hurt.
and you is that people are going to remember his name. No one will remember you, scumbag. And it's because you're a scumbag that no one's going to remember you. The heartlessness that I see is directly why we have the problems that we have in America. You know, and it's funny because I see people like, you know, Tariq Nasheed, like they're celebrating his death thinking it's funny like that. I mean, look, let's just call a spade a spade. He's a stupid nigga that's married to a Jew. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Like, this is some behavior, right? And this is why a lot of people don't like the black community. This is why they get made fun of. This is why they get roasted. This is why FBAs are frequently bitching about.
There go FBA. There go FBA. Started off talking about Tariq, and then it went right on into FBA. He's sitting here talking about people spewing anti-whatever rhetoric, and then he starts dropping the N-word. You see, a lot of the supremacists don't like him because the supremacists, they want to run from the N-word. They want to be like, what do you mean the N-word? I don't agree with that. But now he's starting to say it. He's starting to say it, and a lot of them are looking at him real funny style. And now he starts talking about FBA. We told everybody that they want our requirements, they want our participation, and they ain't getting it. And the dominant society done gave up. The dominant society right now is like, listen, the blacks ain't gonna get involved, whatever. The Tethers are the only ones out here trying to point the finger at black Americans, and it ain't working. Talking about FBA. FBA ain't crying right now. FBA ain't swimming in dope, you know what, right now. No, that's a you problem, bruh.
This is why a lot of people don't like the black community. This is why they get made fun of. This is why they get roasted. This is why FBAs are frequently bitching about everything or anything. That's literally what FBA stands for. And he's still running around trying to say, oh, I beat these in a debate. Last time I checked, because he tried to say white supremacy is the same as supremacy. And I was like, no, bro, the two are not the same whatsoever. There's a reason why your bitch ass will never talk about, you always complain about white people. But the reality is the people that really have the power in America are, they just cosplay as white. He's like, oh, well, they're the same. I'm like, okay, cool. If they're the same, go ahead and start talking about YouTube tomorrow. Oh, I ain't gonna crash out. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. And I find it amazing that he still to this day thinks he won the debate when in reality, we proved this entire theory wrong. The dudes.
Why are you still talking about a debate from 2 years ago when you got mollywopped? He got mollywopped in the debate, y'all. He's still talking about it. Fam, is this coming from a place of victory or is this coming from a place of fear? You talking about a debate. Why are you still talking about a debate? Tariq don't talk about the debate no more. It happened, he won, and he kept it moving. Myron is still here talking about some, he debated me and he still thinks he won. Why do you care what someone thinks? I thought the winner doesn't care what the person who lost thought. Is it that you got hurt and you still tether hurt and you still upset about it? And now you trying to spin it back around? Oh, fam, we ain't caring about none of this. Myron gonna have a very hard time coming up. Watch this.
Cool. If they're the same, go ahead and start talking about YouTube tomorrow. Oh, I ain't gonna crash out. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. And I find it amazing that he still to this day thinks he won the debate when in reality, we proved this entire theory wrong. The dude's entire brand is race baiting, victim mindset, blame the white guy for everything. Which if you are gonna blame people for like supremacy, he's a dumb nig. If you're gonna be like,
oh man, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Family, I view that simple as this. I view that as Tethers are scared. They are petrified. Where did that come from? And by the way, Tariq didn't celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk. Y'all didn't celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk. I didn't celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk. We just didn't care. Family, this is life. We live in it. Same thing they tell us when something bad happens to a black American. I say, hey, you reap what you sow. You give no love, you get no love. Why is it so difficult for you to understand that black Americans don't give a damn? One more time. Why is it so difficult for you to understand that black Americans don't give a damn? You feel where I'm coming from? See, we're not like you, Myron. We don't have to snuggle up next to the dominant society. We ain't got to slide up underneath them NUTs like you do. And you understand that them NUTs got a little shook the other day and you weren't doing the shaking. And you don't really like that now, do you? You want to be the one doing all the shaking, don't you? Huh? That make you feel better? But let me tell you something. Right now, everything's coming crashing down on all of those tethers, including Fresh and Fits and all of them. They understand, oh, time is up. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, fam. Anytime. Listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, you can go all the way back. What do we always say? We say anytime the dominant society has an inner feud amongst themselves, the first thing they do is try to point towards black people. Here's the difference. This generation, there ain't no black folks that you can point at. And these tethers been coming over here trying to replace us. Fam, can I go there? Can I go there? Is this tether erasure gone bad? Is this tether erasure gone bad? Have the tethers thought that they were going to erase and replace us? So they came over here and went to occupy all these places where black Americans were? And now that the block is hot because Charlie got murked, now is it a situation where they looking and saying, whoa, 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 I done got too close to these W's. Did you come over here to replace me and you put yourself in a position to get all of that W aggression? Now are the W's going to look at you and blame you and come after you? Remember, y'all, it used to be something bad happens to us, we go after all of the black folks. Now they go after all the tethers because the tethers were trying to tell us that they were the black folks. And guess where the black folks are? The real certifieds. We all the way over there. So you done really hustled yourself in a position that's to your detriment. You done hustled yourself into a position. You done fled to a burning house. Who else said that? Damn. Have you fled into a burning house, Mr. Tetherman? I believe so. And I believe we don't give a damn. And I believe the block is getting hot and them walls are closing in fast. And them supremacists now are looking at you going, oh, you wanted to be them black folks from back in the 1980s, the vote blue no matter who? You voted red and fled. Yep. And now they all coming after all the Tethers, and the Tethers know it. And guess what? We know that the Tethers know that Mayo knows they in trouble. You was out here worried about Chicago. You should have been worried about Jethro. And family, he's still upset at this debate right here, and I'm going to say it. This debate that Tariq did, he ruined all of the Fresh and Fit. They all went down right when this debate happened. So you know somebody's scared when they bring it up 3 years ago. Fam, how many of y'all remember this? When Tariq went in there and he demolished all of those dudes. And he even pointed out that Mr. Myron been out there switch hitting. Yeah, you like Mayo boys, don't you? Yeah, watch this, y'all.
Myron is a Sudanese Arab.
I'm blacker than you white, bro. Come on, man.
Look at him.
I'm blacker than you
Lord,
white,
no.
Tariq.
Man, look at his face.
No,
Yeah,
you're
He
not.
don't have no white
No,
woman.
you're not.
He don't have no white people at his Thanksgiving dinner.
And Myron actually lays in bed with white people. I don't.
Okay. Well,
It's a really good- There's pictures of Myron in bed with white men. I'm not in bed with white people.
White woman.
Myron's in bed with white men.
What? You never
There's
said that, Tyree. You ain't gonna just
No.
stick that out there. What did you just say?
There's pictures of Myron in bed with white men. Ain't that right, Myron?
Those are my teammates from college. Tariq.
Right.
And,
We different,
you
Myron.
played-
We way different, brother.
No, you know what? Hold on. You know what's funny?
You ain't no
If you
pictures
put
of me
those
laying up
pictures
with
out,
white
right?
people.
No,
Ain't no
let's talk
pictures.
about
Ain't
that.
no pictures of me
Let's
in
talk
bed
about
with
that.
white people. No.
Let's talk about that because
Ain't
you got a
Myron.
Myron. And you
Ain't
hate
no
white people. So
pictures
let's go
of
ahead and
me
talk about
in
this.
bed with white people at all. Okay.
Damn. Fam, you know it's bad when Tommy Sotomayor is in the background and he's laughing. He was getting clapped on, snapped on. This man was getting roasted. No, I don't want to talk about it. No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about all them boys that you was landing. Is this why you hurt? Did you see a boy, a W boy, get his TV turned off and you had a potential love affair with that man? Is that what it is? That's what I think it is, family. I think that he sees that his lover boy done got that TV turned off and he done lost him a potential love affair. This is a tethered love affair.
Laying up with white people.
No,
Ain't no
let's talk
pictures.
about
Ain't
that.
no pictures of me
Let's
in
talk
bed
about
with
that.
white people. No.
Let's talk about that because
Ain't
you got a
Myron.
white
Myron.
and you
Ain't
hate white
no
people. So
pictures
let's go
of
ahead and
me
talk about
in
this.
bed with white people at all. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Teammate or not,
Yo,
nigga. I don't give a
if you
damn what
put
team
news-
I'm on.
Damn. Whoa. Wait a minute. Photo evidence. You still mad that this is going around? Are you still mad that this is circulating? You don't want this to circulate, do you? Uh-huh. You don't really like this now, does you? Damn. Laying in the bed, you can't run from this. You can't run. Fam, that's why Myron is so upset. Myron is upset because he done lost him a potential date. He's upset because he lost him a love affair. How you get G-checked like that and you still mad a year later? Tariq think that he won the debate. He did. You mad because you thought that this was going to go away. No, the hell it didn't. We in here talking about it right now. Look at that. Snuggling up next to all of them. Y'all know them FBA receipts don't ever go away. Look at that. Getting rubbed on. Look at him. That's why you didn't want to talk about it in the debate. That's why you was stuttering in the debate and then you was out there crying when Charlie got murked. Don't worry about foundationals. Worry about yourself. Worry about everybody else because you can't qualify on the certified side. Look at this man. You think somebody care what this man say? Nah. You out there getting that train ran, fam. That was right before the train. Right before the train. It was not a game. Let me tell you what is real and let me tell you how we feel. Everybody knows. First off, that was a knockout. But then everybody knows this, fam. Myron's upset because Tariq, he got his main taking of a time frame when he thought things was going to be good. He's mad that he got a taking of all of that tap dancing away from him. The tap dancing did not serve you. The tap dancing came back and ended up hurting you. And this is why you're starting to see these tethers get upset, fam. It ain't real out here for these people. They done put themselves in this position. You did that to you. You did that to yourself. You can't blame FBA certified. No, we moving real good, real good. And all of those pictures, they live forever. They live forever, so them pictures are always going to haunt you, ain't they? Ain't they? Yeah. See, this is how we handle it. I'm loving y'all. Y'all roasting this dude. I'm roasting this dude. We roasting this dude. This is how we handle it, okay? This is, shout out to my brother Chris. I see you. Black Truth United, I see you. We understand we ain't moved off our rocker. No, you ain't get FBA to care. You ain't get FBA to start spazzing out. No. What they thought? They thought we'd be sitting here saying, damn, we don't give a damn. You in bed with a bunch of W dudes. What he's really upset and he's really angry is he's mad that Tariq destroyed him in a debate. And then when Charlie got murked, he lost the date. I'm going to say that one more time. Tariq destroyed him in a debate. And then with Charlie gone, he can't get a date. He don't like there being less W men on the planet. Are y'all surprised that the guy that was in bed with the W man is upset that a W man ain't around no more? You had a crush on him. That's what it was. You wanted to holler at Charlie Fatigue, didn't you? You wasn't crying because you cared. You was crying because you was trying to knock them penny loafers. You was trying to knock some penny loafers, weren't you? Uh-huh. Yep, you was trying to knock them penny loafers the same way that you was in them pictures trying to knock them Brussels sprouts. That's what it really is. And you mad because we roast, fam. Y'all know 350 and up. That's how we handle these people. And I'm telling y'all right now, tethers are coming from everywhere. And they trying to blame Black Americans because they scared. They scared right now. They can say whatever they want. They can talk that talk. They can do anything. It all boils down to one thing for certain, y'all, is that foundational Black Americans, we don't care. We have not been moved by this. And how long have we been saying it right here, fam? How long have we been saying, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter what they come up with, we ain't moving. Fam, the ICE protests could not get us to move. All of those King's Day parades could not get us to move. The election could not get us to move. And now Charlie Merck's situation cannot get us to move. Now that's a light difference between everybody else because the tethers are running over there. The illegals are running over there. The mayos are running every which way. FBA are the only people grounded and haven't budged. What does that tell you? That tells you that we're on code and everything is working now. That tell you that we winning now. Let's just see how it worked. Look at this, fam. When I tell y'all the tethers is out there and they mad and they upset, I mean the tethers is mad and upset, y'all. The tethers right now saying, wait a minute, I did not come over here for white on white crime. I did not come over here for that. Because see, what it really is, fam, the tethers dump all of those supremacist talking points on us as well. So the very fact that we always speak about how the mayos dump and project all of their crime onto us, think about it. Aren't the tethers the main ones coming over here regurgitating supremacist talking points? Aren't the tethers the same ones coming over here saying the same thing that Zaddy told them about us? You see an African and an Uber driver, and he says, you don't work hard. He sounds just like Charlie Fatigue. Dunny, yep. You see a Jamaican pull by. He says, Black Americans have no father in the household, man. He sounds just like Charlie Fatigue. If you want to hear a supremacist with melanated skin, go listen to a tether. Go listen to a tether. Oh, and by the way, on the space that we just got done doing for about 3 hours, it's going to be up tomorrow because we in here and we rocking. The content is coming full speed, y'all. We going. We on the front line, wave of everything, y'all. Certified style, exceptional. We got a new term, y'all. I done delivered a new term. Yep, it's a whole new, fresh term that's going to classify all these people. We want to talk about classifications, right? Everybody want to be classified? Okay, well, there's a new term, MOP, MOP, all right? And what that means Myron is not Black. He's a melanated other person. Remember they want to say POC? Well, I got MOP, all right? Damn with POC, person of color. You want to be a person, right? Well, you be this person, a MOP, a melanated other person that has nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. So if you see a MOP talking, let him know he's a MOP. And MOPs need to go ahead and you need to clean up, okay? Go get that. Do what you did in your homeland. You don't clean in your homeland, so you need to clean here. You a MOP, an MOP, melanated other person. That goes for every person who comes over here, tries to flash a little melanin and say we in. You love your melanin so much, well, you take your melanin over there and you stand on that side. That's what it is. Yep, I see y'all. We rocking, we rocking. Yes, indeed. MOP. Yes, indeed. That's what you are, a MOP, a melanated other person. And guess what? An other person is not a Black person. No, you're not. Because you know what, fam? When you see people talking like this right here, somebody said a soggy mop, a dirty mop. Hey, look, it's already growing. Look at y'all. Y'all adding terms to it. I ain't mad at that at all. Go ahead. Y'all adding terms to it. A dirty mop. I love y'all. Y'all done said a dirty mop, a dingy mop, a raggedy mop. Damn, you can almost put anything on mop and it sounds bad, don't it? Don't it sound bad? You a soggy mop, a dirty mop, raggedy mop, trash mop. All of those terms. That right there, dusty mop. I see you, Hurricane. I like that. I like that. A dusty mop. Boy, they're going to be mad. That's the new one. That's up there with Tether now, fam. You got the Tethers and you got these dusty mops. You a mop. Get out of here. You a melanated other person and you're not like us. And you want to talk about not like us? How about these people right here? Charlie Kirk was unalived. Y'all want to see how Tethers really feel? Watch this right here, family. They out there copping pleas after they fleed.
So is freedom of speech really free though in the United States? Because Charlie Kirk was exercising his free will to speak because I'm right as an American citizen. And Charlie Kirk will speak on social issues. He will speak on anything that is current, and give theme side of thinking to it. And guess what? Them kill him. Them kill Charlie Kirk. And this is not much different from Martin Luther King, them Malcolm X. Once you speak on a particular...
Family, did you just hear what this dusty mop just said? Did you just hear what this dusty mop just said? Did he not just sit there and say the same thing the supremacist said? Did he not just say that Charlie Kirk is the same as Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? Only a mop would say something like that. FBA ain't saying that, family. No, didn't we say that these people come over here and they mimic supremacist talking points? There you go. That right there. This is why we delineate, family. Fam, nothing brings out delineation more than mayo on mayo crime. I'm going to make that real clear for everybody. Nothing, and I mean nothing, brings out delineation better than mayo and mayo crime. When you see mayo and mayo crime, you better get to delineating. He said the same thing. The only other people who are using that type of language and comparing Charlie Murked to Martin or Malcolm are the dominant society. Well, now that the dominant society is out here saying it, here comes a tether, or shall I say a musty mop, an Eminem, saying the same thing. This ain't nothing to do with Malcolm.
And guess what? Them kill him. Them kill Charlie Kirk. And this is not much different from Martin Luther King, them Malcolm X. Once you speak on a particular thing and then feel like you are a threat, you will be killed. Charlie Kirk was no different. Maybe the only difference is he's a Caucasian man, or was a Caucasian man. So I guess freedom of speech is not free like them tell you. You can't just get up and speak on anything and expect something to happen to you. And if you decide to speak on, social issues or go against what them normalize, make sure you have a security and you have all of the things them to protect your one life.
Did he put up a picture?
So Charlie Kirk has...
Did he put up a picture, y'all? He put up a photo. I told y'all I got some evidence and some receipts on these tethers. I told y'all we was about to go in today. Let's go. We got more, family. Watch this guy.
Has passed on. I didn't really know too much of him, but I believe I saw an episode of him debating with a bunch of students. Didn't necessarily care for his views, and I wasn't a person who supported his content, but I do have empathy when someone gets unalived in front of their kids and their wife. I feel like it's strange to be celebrating someone passing away, because when all is said and done, that is a human life. I feel like that's why there's been a surge. Part of it, there's a surge in people not wanting to have kids or bring kids into this world. Because why would you want to bring a person, a human life into this world that is...
Family, listen how much this person is affected. Y'all hear this? This is why I don't want to bring people into this world. This is why so many of us do not want to have babies. This man is saying that he was so affected that it got him not wanting to bring a kid onto the planet. By the way, the zest popping from this guy, I don't think he could bring a kid anyway, because I don't think he can reproduce with who he want to lay down with. But another one. Family, you see this right now? Do you see this right now? Now you see these tethers are saying they were so affected that they want to truly and genuinely not have kids. It got you like that, Mr. Tetherman. It got you that down bad, partner. It got you questioning life. Fam, are they questioning life now? Is this man up in here questioning life? Oh, Charlie gone. I don't want to live without Charlie. No Charlie, no me. If he go, I go. We go together. We will go down together. Is this where you at with it? Man, these ain't nothing but some tether, dusty mops. That's what they are.
That lack so much empathy. A world where people think it's okay to play God or the creator, depending on what you believe, and take someone's life because of your own personal beliefs. I personally don't co-sign it. And it's so crazy. When I was younger, I was like, oh, the way I want to visit America. I wish I grew up in America, but with age, I'm realizing that maybe being South African is a blessing in disguise. And never mind their natural disasters and their school shootings, it just seems like a really wild place to live.
So is freedom of speech real?
This man just said he don't want to come to America. Why would I even want to go to America? This man said he don't want to go to America now. He said we got violent crime. He'd rather stay in apartheid. He just said, y'all heard that, right? Did he just say, I'd rather stay? You said, bussy mop? That's funny. He said, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to leave now. He'd rather stay in apartheid. You that affected? You that affected? It got y'all like that. Y'all that down bad. I'm telling y'all, man, Tether's lives are so intertwined with the dominant society, family. So intertwined with the dominant society. They just can't deal with it. They just cannot accept it. That's what we was talking about exactly with Myron. Myron was crying. This guy out here saying he don't want no kids. Myron was crying. This man said he don't want to come to America. He's Malcolm X. They just sat there and compared Malcolm X and Martin Luther King to Charlie Kirk. Now, family, I understand if that's coming from the dominant society because that would be supremacist rhetoric, right? The very fact that that's coming from the MOP community tells you every single thing you need to know about the MOP community. This is exactly what they do. This is exactly how they act, and everybody knows it. And foundational Black Americans, we know it better than anybody. So we got our eyes on the whole spectrum, and we watching the way this thing all is formulating, and we're understanding there's being a shift now. There's a real shift, fam. A new chapter is arising. We told everybody. And this chapter is going to be foundational Black American delineation, doing what we do over here and watching everybody else fall out, crash out, and have their meltdowns. And it's all going down real fast. And there's a hell of a lot of more tethers I'm going to show you. But word on the street is that when Myron gets ran up out of where he thinks he's going to be, now people are saying there's some issues going on out there in the streets. And we done found out that Myron now is already putting out fillers and flyers to some friends back home. And he's telling those friends back home, hey, I'm a mop, a dusty mop. I wanted to be with Charlie Kirk, but he's gone now. Can I go back home? And I'm hearing now that he wants to go back home and perhaps seek out a date with people back in his homeland. And we got some footage, some photos, even a postcard of what's really going on. So word on the street is that since him blaming FBA didn't work, since Tariq Nasheed destroyed his career a year ago, and nothing he's saying has any type of gravity, then he's got to go back to where he belongs. Family, I said, where are my dogs at? I did not say where them goats at. This is about where Myron is heading to. He done placed a phone call with some of his homies back home, and he said the block is getting too hot here in America. Can I flee? Can I flee and can I leave and can I get up out of here? They said, you always got a place right here on the farm. We will get you. We will get you. We will take care of you. You come on down to the farm and you'll be all right and you'll be accepted. So come on down. And there you go, family. He is on his way back home. He got to get up out of Dodge. He can't stay here, can't come around here. So he said, you know what? America is just too much right now. America is just too bad right now. I think that I'm going to have to go back to where I belong. And that's exactly where he belongs. So foundational Black Americans, I got a real strong suspicion, y'all. We's not going to have to worry about this dude. We're not going to have to worry about what he says because what he says is irrelevant. So shout out to all the goats out there, okay? Shout on out. You got a nice, good future of goat milk ahead of you. And foundational Black Americans got a good future of running things, exposing things, and telling everybody what we already knew, and that we moving something serious, y'all. We moving something serious. We the only ones not out here babbling in these streets. We the only ones out here not crashing out. It's been a few days, family, and ain't nothing changed for us. Things have been changing for them, though. Things have been real bad for those people. And these people, man, we on good time, y'all. We on good time, they on borrowed time. You see the difference? You see the difference between both of those, right? Well, what's got them so shook and got them so afraid in this area now is that the news came out today, and shout out to y'all, because I remember just yesterday, a lot of y'all was in the chat. Y'all was like, the facts is going to come out on this person, and we're going to find out that this individual was, probably a MAGA. Did y'all see what ended up happening today? Finally, they done found out who the individual was who did the harming. And family, we got some receipts on this individual. Yep. Yes, we do. Damn right we do. This individual was that individual. And that individual was this individual. Yes, indeed. But the things that come out even further, fam, is that people done found out this guy's background. Look at this, family. This is his family. Republican. He comes from a Republican household. Yes, he does. So this Tyler Robinson guy, this 22-year-old, the guy who unalived and turned the TV off of Charlie Kirk, come to find out, y'all, that this man is a Republican. Damn. Things done got even more interesting right here in America now, didn't it? Because what are they going to do and what are they going to say about this one? What are they going to do and what are they going to say about how this is turning out? This don't look too good for them. This ain't moving the way that they want it to move. So all of that talk that they was doing, y'all, remember they was like, oh, you lefties, we going to get all y'all on the left. It seems like some of that were people on the right. So family, is this not only a W on W, but is this also a W on W / right on right? What's going on in the streets of the United States of America? The only thing we know for certain is that wasn't no Black American. And the only thing we know for certain is Black Americans, we don't give a damn. You can't put this one on our shoulders. Nope. And you weren't going to if you tried. So all of the tethers are running around here. Remember that last little Jamaican tether right there? Y'all notice what he was saying, right? He's like, I just find it wrong to celebrate what happened to this man. We're not out here celebrating. We're not caring. They want to make this thing that Black Americans are celebrating so bad. Black Americans are not celebrating. I just got done talking to hundreds of Black Americans. I'm the #1 activist. I'm in the streets. I'm really entrenched with my people. I got my thumb on the pulse. Black Americans don't care. They want to push this. We're celebrating so bad. And notice that's what Myron said, and that's what that last Jamaican tether said. Notice that both of them, two tethers, and they flocked together. Notice both of them were trying to push that narrative that Black Americans are celebrating because they want to put the focus on us, right? And they feel the tethers feel if they can take the focus away from them, they can put it on Black Americans. Tethers are trying to tether project. This is what they're doing. They're trying to say, Massa, don't be mad at me. Massa, I'm okay. Are you going to be mad at me, Massa? Don't whoop me, Massa. They got that don't whoop me, Massa energy. And they saying, look at FBA. FBAs are celebrating. And Foundational Black Americans is like, no, the hell we not. We don't give a damn. It's the same exact thing that we got all the time. ABK is not emotional. ABK is not into our feelings. ABK is not hurt. ABK is not bothered. ABK is focused. And we're more focused more than ever. So you're going to have to try that on somebody else. When I predicted this situation was going to happen on Tuesday, I said, Black Americans, stay out of it. And stay out of it means don't care. I don't know how they try to spin it. 1 minute, y'all notice this, fam? Y'all notice that 1 minute they tell us that we're wrong for sitting things out. And then the next minute they tell us that we're celebrating. In order to celebrate, that means you're not sitting it out. In order to celebrate means you're involved. You can't say Black Americans are sitting things out and celebrating, because if we're sitting it out, how would you know we're celebrating? If we're sitting it out, that means we're not celebrating. Oh, we done got you now, didn't we? Didn't we? Now look at the energy that Black Americans have opposed to the tethers. Now they watching and seeing it. We done pulled out everything that they thought they had, and it's coming back clear. That was a W man. Wasn't a Black man. That was a W man. That wasn't one of us. That was a W man. That was one of y'all people. Watch this right here, family. This speaks volumes about the time we on. Watch this.
White America was ready to go to war with Black America over Kirk's death, but they already knew who the one did it. They knew we don't do political assassinations. We know this is one of your traits. This is one of your traits. You was ready to blame us when y'all knew damn well who did it. Y'all wanted it to be us so bad. You wanted it to be us so bad. But you knew it was one of your people. This guy's father is a sheriff. He's wealthy. He's not mentally insane. He's not a transgender. He's a good old patriotic American. Also a Trump supporter. So a Trump supporter took out a Trump supporter.
Whoa.
White on white crime. Come on, brother. And he also had video game statements on the shell cases of these bullets as well. Yeah. So please think about your actions before you try to blame us, because we're not responsible for none of the shit y'all go through.
Exactly who we expected him to be. This is the suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting. So his name is Tyler Robinson. He's a 22-year-old out of Logan, Utah. Yes, child, that is a Donald Trump Halloween costume. He's also a registered Republican, FYI. Now, according to reports, they stated that a family member of Robinson's family had went to the county sheriff's office because they stated that Tyler had essentially confessed or implied he had committed an incident. Not the specific incident with Charlie Kirk, just an incident. Now, that friend of the family member took that information to the Washington County Sheriff's Department and stated that, yeah, I think that this is my friend's relative who did this. Now, after that tip came in, the sheriffs went ahead and surveilled him. They said that he was driving a gray Dodge Challenger, and that when they had surveilled him, he was also still wearing the same clothes from the incident at the time they got the call, from the time they initiated surveillance on him. Now, he is currently in custody. So he is currently in custody with the FBI and the Washington County Sheriff's Department. And we don't know what his thinking is. I mean, it's stated that he and his family are registered Republicans, look like Trump supporters. There's a lot of other images that his mom had posted him on social media with a bunch of pew-pews for like weapons training, you know, like when you take your kid to a shooting range, stuff like that. Nothing like crazy or innocuous. So I'm not entirely sure what his motive is. It's given Manchurian Candidate. If you know, you know.
So I know y'all saw that video like I saw that video of what happened to Charlie Kirk, and there was not a black person in sight. European immigrants are so delusional and so obsessed with black people. It's fucking ridiculous. Do you not know that they calling a threat in HBCUs when there wasn't a black person in sight? The suspect that the first suspect was an elderly Caucasian man. They let him go. And now they got some young Caucasian male who's a college student who has on a Patriot shirt, right? He's a patriot of Go USA. He one of theirs. Took that man life, and y'all are mad at black people. Why? Why is Alabama State getting threats? Why is Hampton University getting threats? Why is Virginia State University? How close are they even to Utah? Y'all obsession with black people gotta stop. It has to. It's ridiculous. Like first they went to blaming Democrats, and now they trying to find every excuse in the book to blame black people. You can't. We didn't do that. We didn't even care enough about that man to do that. We didn't care what happened to him. We don't. We still don't. He gone and we still don't care. We do not care.
We do not care. Y'all hear what this sister said? She cooking, by the way. Have family, do we got a new one? Do we got a new one? Did it start off with, that's not our fight? And now are we saying we don't care? Everything that we say has something to do with we minding our own business. We don't care. I don't even know this sister. And she's saying exactly what we saying right now. We don't care. Ain't my problem. Ain't our problem. Black Americans is good. Y'all trying everything to get us involved. We don't give a damn. No. We don't care. Not our fight.
It has to. It's ridiculous. Like first they went to blaming Democrats, and now they trying to find every excuse in the book to blame black people. You can't. We didn't do that. We didn't even care enough about that man to do that. We didn't care what happened to him. We don't. We still don't. He gone and we still don't care. We do not care. Leave us alone. Because y'all want us to turn up so bad. Y'all want us to turn up so bad. And the sad part is y'all enslaved our ancestors and still couldn't break them.
White America was ready to.
Damn. Woo, buddy. I'm telling you how real it is. I'm telling y'all so much to get us involved. Y'all want us to turn up so bad. Ain't it funny? Let me tell you the irony of this. The dominant society spends so much time trying to put criminality on us. And then when we're not doing nothing, then they want us to go do something. They want us involved so much. Their excuse is that black Americans are always out here in the streets. And when we're not in the streets, they damn near like begging to try to get us to go into the streets. Ain't that funny style? You can see it. We all watching it. We all witnessing it. And that's cool. Keep on asking, keep on knocking, but you can't come in. This ain't our fight, y'all. This ain't our fight. When we don't care, we don't give a damn. I'm seeing so many Black American sisters. My sisters is like, we don't give a damn. My brothers is like, we don't give a damn. We are so not involved. We know what happened. We ain't give a damn about dude before and after. I'll be honest with you. The average Black American ain't even know who this dude was. We know who this dude is because we be on that time. We in the political game. The average brother and sister ain't know who this dude was. This is just another Mayo to me. Okay? Another Mayo to me. And that's all it is. And now the fact that you seen that it's turned into a political issue where they understand that it wasn't all of that stuff with the left and right, but they was ready to go to civil war over that, fam. You seen they was ready to pop off. Now what? Remember, y'all, they were so worried about Chicago, they should have been worried about Jethro. And let me up the ante and say one more thing. Everybody's talking about the shooter, and they saying, was the shooter Black? Family, nobody there was Black. Let me take it a step further. They want to talk about, oh, the shooter's Black, because that's what they wanted it to be. They wanted it to be a Black shooter. And I'm here to tell you, damn the shooter, the audience wasn't Black. Because let's be real, Charlie Kirk only went around to these places so he could debate with W liberals about Black issues. He never debated nobody Black. We knew when this happened, it was going to be a W. We knew exactly what the person looked like, what they acted like, what they talked like, and now they seeing their political affiliations. And guess what? We don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. Still don't give a damn. I love this generation because this generation is not getting involved. And family, I got some footage and it shows y'all, dude is clearly a Trump supporter. Yes, indeed. Look at this. Look at this. Donald Trump, you was running around here talking about Chicago. I got to go ahead and pull your card, Trump. Yeah, let me pull your Trump card, Trump. You was running around here talking about Chicago left and right. You spent the whole last month. Chicago, Chicago, Chicago. You should have been worrying about Utah, Utah, Utah. Trailer park, trailer park, trailer park. Now y'all see this right there? Look at it. Look at that right there, family, and tell me what's popping out here. Dude got on a Trump shirt, comes from a Trump family, and they are out here worrying about Black Americans who ain't giving a damn about them. I love this era of foundational Black Americans who don't care about nobody while they care about us. It feels so good. It feels so good because they want our involvement. They need our involvement, but they can't get our involvement. That right there is the assassin right there. And how long have we been saying it, family? We've been telling everybody that they people be looking like that. They people be looking like this. They don't be on our side doing what we do. No, 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 no. This is a trip into they neck of the trailer park woods. Yeah, Utah, whitest place on earth. Uh-huh. Yep. So I want everybody to see this right here. And the dominant society right now is a mockery. I'm going to say it, family. They're a mockery right now, the dominant society is. They're so embarrassed, y'all, because they spend all this time talking about Black Americans and trying to correlate this with us. And y'all think it's so much crazy that the same time that they were talking about Black Americans, the same time this happened, oh, everybody's laughing at the dominant society. Can Black Alpha tell you what the world is really thinking, but nobody has articulated this, but I'm about to? Can we go ahead and just say it? The dominant society right now is an absolute embarrassment. They're absolutely embarrassed all the way. And why are they such an embarrassment right now? It's because everybody's sitting there saying what we're saying. Y'all was so damn worried about FBA, but yet y'all been out there running around, committing crimes, doing all types of dastardly things. I'm telling y'all right now, you cannot get us involved in nothing that you think. And then let me say this as well, since we in here, y'all, we in here real thick right now, y'all. Everybody smash that like button. We on one, we on one, we on one. Check this out, fam. Not only is the dominant society absolutely embarrassed, I mean, publicly in these streets, the dominant society name is dirt. The Mayo Society, dirt. They looking real trashy out here in the streets right now. And let me tell y'all why they looking so trashy. It's because everybody's seen y'all focusing on Black Americans, and then this happened. See, this is where the bad news really sets in, fam. The bad news really sets in for them. The fact that they have been out here preaching all of this stuff about foundational Black Americans, but in the meantime, in between time, they looking dirty and dusty because everything came back to them. Malcolm X said in the 1960s, in 1963, when JFK was taken out, Malcolm X said the chickens come home to roost. In 2025, Black Alpha is saying the chickens come home to roost. Family, do you see how long ago the same Black Americans are saying the same exact quote, the same exact phrase about the same exact people? Nothing has changed when it comes to these people. All of their violent ways in which we've all been talking about is on the table now. All of the things that they've been doing for the longest and getting away with it is done. It's over now with the projections. The projections on us are done. You can't project on the Black Americans no more. Nope. You can't project on the Black Americans no more. Them days are over. It's a wrap. They thought that was cool, fam. We done put an end to that. We done put an end to all that. When Black folks did it, it was the Blacks. Nope, you can't try that one no more. So now what do you have and what do you got? Nothing. And you've never had anything. Only thing you've had is running around here and doing all of those projections on us. So we've been so good with everything. Everybody used to talk about how come that we be going in. What's up with all the receipts that we be out here giving? We give all of those receipts, fam, for situations just like this. Just like this. This is why we've been out here putting receipts on the table. This is why we've been out here letting everybody know who these individuals are. Because once you start putting them receipts on the table, now the dominant society is forced to hold them NUTs. And family, let me show y'all what I mean by these tethers out here. Just can't let it go. These tethers are out here, fam. They so upset, they so hurt, and they are acting like they just lost their God. Remember this, family. The same exact people that you seen crying with the Queen of England are the same exact people that you see crying about Charlie Kirk. It's a bunch of tethers, it's a bunch of tap dancers, but it ain't no certifieds. Look at this right here, family. Oh, you want to talk about some tap dancing? Oh, you want to talk about some tether vibes? This lady right here, she says it's Black Americans' fault. She says she was hurt and traumatized. She said Black Americans need to stop blaming Charlie Kirk. Watch this.
Oh, Lord, no. Hold on. I was at one of my appointments and I got a call from my older brother. And he was also in distraught. He was like, you would not guess this. Who would? Who would have guessed that? Who would have guessed that? And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know, like, what's happening, what's going on. The way he was sounding. And he's like, Charlie Kirk got shot. I was like, which Charlie Kirk? Which one? Which one? He's like, the one you know, the one that we all know, that he was shot in broad daylight. And then he sent me the video because I probably would have thought, oh, he was just playing a prank on me, and he just sent me a video, and I was like, no way. No way you guys are this way. No way you guys would kill someone over their political affiliation. No way. The black people that are celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk are the same black people that he talked about on his platform. The ones offended that he called out the black man who stabbed Irina, the white Ukrainian lady, to death on the train. The same ones offended that he talks about the lack of fatherhood in the black community. But yet you're excited and celebrating that his life was taken, that he was murdered, that he was assassinated in front.
Fam, you see this? By the way, this lady's African, by the way. This is an African woman, y'all. See? It had to turn into us. We're not celebrating. Look at all the videos with the liberals. Your problem is not black folks. Your problem are the liberals. You see how a tether won't call out a W who's a liberal? You see that, family? Calling out a W, no matter what political party they're a part of, is off limits. She jumped over all of those 3,000 videos with the liberals dancing in the street to start talking about black Americans, because their job is to be them lapdogs.
Community. But yet you're excited and celebrating that his life was taken, that he was murdered, that he was assassinated in front of his children, leaving them fatherless. Are the same ones offended that he always talks about lack of education in the black community, are the same ones offended that he talks about the crime rates in the black community, are the same ones offended because he talks about gun violence and gang members and doesn't support BLM because we all know that BLM is a terrorist movement.
What?
Yeah. You guys are celebrating his assassination not because he was a white man talking about things happening in the black community. No, you do the same with Kevin Samuels, who is a black man. But because you guys lack taking accountabilities or responsibilities for your action, you're literally...
Fam, this is what we say. This ain't nothing but a dusty mop. We warned everybody about these dusty mops, y'all. This ain't nothing but a dusty mop. This person is not black. Nope. This is a melanated other person. Ain't got nothing to do with us. A melanated outsider person. This is what it is. This is not a foundational black American. This is why we denounce these people, fam. This is delineation all damn day long. Listen to this. This is what you did. This is what you're doing. She ain't even talking about Tyler Robinson, the guy who committed the crime. Y'all notice this, fam? She's not even talking about the criminal. She's skipping over the whole criminal right here. She talking about black Americans ain't said nothing about the guy who actually pulled the thing back and eliminated him. This is what we be meaning with these folks, fam. Everything that they do always has to go back on to black Americans because they don't have nothing to stand on. Not at all, never did, never will, never have. This is clear as day what we talk about. More babble.
Actually allergic to doing so. I just hate that people call out behaviors in the black community and would rather prefer them silenced or assassinated so you can celebrate your behaviors not being called out any longer. But you think that silencing him or celebrating his assassination would stop people from calling the behavior in the black community out? Then y'all literally are living in delusion because that would never stop.
Damn, y'all. She started talking about Black Lives Matter. Ain't nobody running around here talking about no damn Black Lives Matter. You guys support Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is what you guys do. We ain't talking about no damn Black Lives Matter. Somehow she done dragged Kevin Samuels in here. I'm telling y'all, these tethers ain't got nothing to stand on, family. These tethers ain't got nothing going for themselves, y'all. This is just what happens when you are stuck. You end up saying things just like that right there. So you can see exactly what we mean when we say these people are afraid. And right now in America, all the tethers are trying to get position. Tether mop. I like that. Everybody's trying to get position right now because like we said, a lot of these tethers are very afraid. They don't know where their next stop is. They don't know where they're going to go. So tethers are running around here jockeying for position. Tethers are running around here saying, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to run to this house. I'm going to try to get in. All the tethers now, y'all, are trying to get in with dominant society, good favor. That's really what they're doing. They're trying like hell to get in good favor with the dominant society. That's what they need the most, y'all. They need to be down with the dominant society. They need to get in. They need help because they understand in this conflict and feud, their futures don't look too damn good. In this conflict and feud, they're looking real funny in the light. So they're saying, well, let me go out there and do what I do best, try to throw black Americans under the bus. Because if I throw black Americans under the bus, I might get me a little position. That's what it's really about. And that's really what they on. But damn that, y'all. These people trying to force black American involvement is getting shut down fast. ASAP. Brothers and sisters ain't standing for it. Brothers and sisters right now are saying, you know what? You go ahead and try that, and I'm going to shut it down before you do it. I was saying it, fam. It went from we call things out, it'd be 6 months. 6 months turned into 3 months. 3 months into 6 weeks. 6 weeks turned into 3 weeks. Now it done turned into 2 days, fam, and it's moving faster. But let me say this. All of them people trying to force that are getting shut down fast. And there's a brother. There's a real certified brother I know. Real certified brother. Y'all give a shout out to this brother. Because somebody was running around here trying to say that black Americans are so bad and so mean. And black Americans need to get it together. And one of the good brothers that I know and that you know shut it down ASAP. And he said, we ain't going for that. Family, I direct your eyes to this screen right here, because if you want to see a clinical, surgical breakdown of some bullshit, then y'all watch this right now and enjoy it. Because damn it, this right here is going to be the best thing you see all week. My brother Church, stand up and certified salute to the family. Watch this.
Serve the same God as me. Anytime you can get online and celebrate the death of a man, Now, what you hoes not gonna do is sit here and disrespect the Most High and bring the Most High into this. And when I say hoes, I'm talking about each and every one of these attention-seeking whores. It could be male, it could be female, but either way, they're looking for attention.
That's your brother Church of Black Power in the chat right now. And he roasts this lady. Shout out to you, brother. Y'all give him a certified salute in the chat and enjoy this FBA work.
Now, you say we don't serve the same Most High. No shit, Sherlock. Where'd you get the clue?
Woo!
We know we don't serve the same Most High because those people used to leave church and they used to have picnics where they used to go and hang people that look like us, who they call pickaninnies, and then they would eat us. We know we don't serve the same Most High because we don't go after their children. Those folks target our children. You brought up the fact that he's a man, a father, a brother, and all this other nonsense. So is George Floyd, and he made sure to stay on his head the whole time he was alive on this platform.
Damn!
He didn't give a damn about the ramifications of what he was doing to George's daughter or nothing like that. And for those who don't know, I take that to heart. I actually went to his funeral out here. As a matter of fact, many of you are still running around here talking about how he was unalived by fentanyl, and not the video that we all saw with our own eyes for over 8 minutes. However, Jordan Nilly, he was somebody's brother. He was somebody's son. But Daniel Penny was still uplifted by the same person you're speaking on for unaliving Jordan Nilly, and he didn't touch nobody or physically harm anyone. Shiloh Hendricks was lifted up by the same guy for calling somebody who looks like me and you the N-word. Yeah, what you're not going to do is sit here and try to act as if we should have some sort of remorse for this person that was sitting here literally putting a target on our backs. I spit on his grave.
Damn! FBA work! Certified salute, my brother. Give it that FBA work. Give it that FBA work. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. There they go. Y'all see that? That's the energy. That's the spirit. That's the soul. We all got it. My brother Church took her to church, gave her that work. So whatever she thought that she was going to say and whatever little lie she thought she was going to give, it ain't work out that good. It ain't work out that good. Brother went from fact to fact to fact, and it's all documented. Can't nobody say these things is being made up. Can't nobody say these things just came out the blue. No. Foundational Black Americans right now, we not playing, y'all. We shutting down any narrative. See, life is about narratives. It's about a game. It's about these people trying to come up with things that we know aren't accurate, and then they try to dump it off on us. Back in the old days, brothers and sisters would be subjected to that. Back in the old days, brothers and sisters would fall for that. Not anymore. Now, brothers and sisters is like, nah, you ain't gonna run that one. Nice try. And my brother Church is a prime example of that right there. I done seen some roast, and then I done seen that. Went right down, and then my brother stamped it at the end. It ain't got nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. It has nothing to do with our lineage, heritage, and culture. And not only are we going to sit it out, we don't give a damn. Because remember, y'all, the same exact things that they used to say about us, you could say about them. We can talk about how they run around here and always speak about per capita. Let me tell you what has been destroyed in the last 3 days, okay? This situation has destroyed every single supremacist talking point available. How do you know? I just got done, like I said, doing a space. And every single time a W wants to pop up and talk that talk, we shut them down. And they're trying to run the same things, and we shut them down. And then they hit the corner, and they come back, and then we shut that down. Nothing they're saying is getting any traction because nothing they're saying is solid. You could say that per capita talk, we shut that down. We say, I don't care about per capita. What about totality? Percentages are always made to make things look inflated. Meaning, you got two people on the phone. Do you know I can say 50% of us are on this phone right now? You see? But totality means if the dominant society has 100 people who do 100 crimes, then that means at a full 100. That's what it is. So we shut all of that down and they can't move with that. Where you going to go? The per capita is done. The blacks on black crime is done. The black fatigue is done. Per capita has been replaced with totality, which is them. W on W is now in effect instead of black on black, and black fatigue has been replaced with Charlie fatigue. And man, brothers and sisters are clowning all them damn people out there that's out there putting on the cape. We also made it hot for people to run around here and put the cape on. This is how them folks be sounding out there tap dancing. Watch this.
Up there and unlive Master Son. I'm heard about that one. They done set up there and unlive Charlie Kirk.
She clowning, y'all. She clowning. This how they be sounding.
Set up there and unlive Master Son. I'm heard about that one. They done set up there and unlive Charlie Kirk. That was one of Master's best sons. He always stood up for what's right. See, y'all gotta understand here. Master help us. Master take care of us. Master love us. You can't sit up there and celebrate nobody's death. They done hurt Master. When you hurt Master and you hurt Master people, you hurt me. Because I live in highs. I live in the slave highs. And we love Master over here. Good Lord above don't like what y'all doing. Good Lord above don't like how y'all talking about Master Son this way. Y'all gonna get what y'all deserve. This ain't right. It ain't. Master ain't said nothing wrong. Master was gonna free us till y'all said something. That be y'all folks' problem. Y'all ain't got no reverend. Y'all ain't got no reverend for Master. But I tell you what. I was gonna stand on all 12 feet for Master. I was gonna appreciate Master. I was gonna revolt about Master. That's how the fuck y'all sound. They done set up.
Wait! From my brother church to this sister right here. Y'all see why they can't play us? Y'all see why we winning? Y'all see why they can't penetrate? I done gave you a certified brother, gave you a sister. Both broke down the COONs who ain't no friends. Both broke down the tap dancers and the tethers. How much more winning can we do right now? How much more winning? We are poking holes in every single thing that they say, and we're doing it with ease. And right now, they're all embarrassed. Let me tell you, the dominant Mayo society is on that Summer Jam screen, and the whole world's laughing at them. Right now, the dominant society is a travesty. They broke down. They can't get no excuses. They feuding and fighting, bickering with each other. The tethers don't know what house to go to. They fear they're about to get deported, and that aggression is going to go on to them. That's what's happening. Family, this is exactly what we've been predicting. This is all an effect of delineation and separation. See, delineation ain't just delineating from a few tethers who run their mouth. Delineation is delineating from everybody who runs their mouth and wants to be a part of foundational Black America, but they ain't foundational Black Americans. You dig where I'm coming from?
Just like everybody
That's the
else.
difference between them and us. So by us delineating family and us separating family, we have placed ourselves in a position to where nobody else can dictate where we're going. Delineation, I always say, creates separatists. It creates different vibes. We ain't on that tether stuff. So when the tethers come over here and say, Black Americans, it don't work. When the tap dancers come over here and say, the Lord Jesus above, that don't work. And by the way, I don't want to hear nobody talk about Charlie Kirk and religion, because that's one of the things. The dominant society's got about 4 or 5 cop-outs they use. You notice, fam, that they're trying to use the religion thing, and y'all notice it ain't working? Family, right now, all of the people talking about religion and Charlie Kirk being a Christian and Jesus, go to their pages right now on social media and tell me, did they post in the last year more pictures of Jesus or more memes mocking George Floyd? Because when you go to their social media accounts, you don't see Jesus on there. You see very dirty, very deliberate, and very pathetic memes of George Floyd. So you've been talking about George Floyd more than Jesus. Don't flip to Jesus now. Like I told my brother earlier today, the smug smiles can't save them. The fake religion can't save you. The black on black crime can't save you. You can't black fatigue your way out of this one. No, you can't duck your way out of this one. Now the dominant society is starting to realize all them things that you ever said about Black Americans ain't working. And everything that we said about you is on the front page. And that's why everybody right now is laughing at you. That's why everybody right now is roasting you. And the Tethers is out here still trying to make amends. Fam, I told y'all I got some evidence of these Tethers, these dusty mops. Watch this one right here, fam. This one right here does the, I know, but I still love Massa. Look at this. I pray for Charlie. This lady right here is a Caribbean. Watch this, y'all.
Not because I agree with everything. Honestly, my heart breaks for Charlie Kirk. Not because I agree with everything he says. There are some things that this man has said that I was like, I'm not with you on that one. But me disagreeing with him does not give me the right to want him to be harmed. I don't understand nowadays with people on social media in your life that cannot agree to disagree. Even if you think I'm crazy, even if you think I'm talking nonsense, let me live in my craziness and my talking nonsense. Does that give you permission to wish me harm? Does that give you permission to do harm? No. No, I don't understand where this world is going. I do not understand what is happening in this country, in this world. People want my opinion. It's the truth. It is what it is. It's like the last bread. I don't understand. People cannot disagree to agree to disagree respectfully.
Fam, y'all notice that the Tethers keep talking about the state of the world? Y'all see how much this has shook the Tethers to the foundation? Y'all see how much they have been affected by this? Foundationals ain't talking like that. Did you just see the sister I showed you a minute ago? That Black American sister a minute ago didn't give a damn. Look at this. This is why we say there's a difference between black and melanin. That's why we say there's FBA and MOP. There's a big difference between FBA, who make it hot, and then a dusty mop. There's a big difference. The sister who's American is out there saying, we don't give a damn, not my business. We standing on principle. That's y'all problem. The Tethers keep doing this thing where they're like, the state of the world is so bad. What have we come to as a society? This country has met a reckoning. All the things that happen every single day in America, all the things that go on in this country, and it took this situation with a W man to have all these melanated Tethers contemplating life. These folks are contemplating life. It ain't that serious, but your love for the colonizer is.
TikTok, children. Instagram, children. Facebook, children. It's just like fighting over nonsense. Everybody is their own person. Everybody have their own opinion. Everybody have a right to share those opinions. You don't get to bully somebody, to do harm to somebody just because you don't agree with that opinion.
No, you don't get the right to run around here and talk about Breonna Taylor, to talk about Trayvon Martin. You don't got the right to come around here and talk about George Floyd. Did she talk about that right there, family? Is this a difference of opinion? What about this right here? Is this a difference of opinion that black folks attack everybody the most? Is that a difference of opinion? Notice how these Tethers sound like supremacists. Look at this one. What about George Floyd was a scumbag? What about this? That ain't a difference of opinion. Look at these Tethers out here sounding like the dominant society. These Tethers out here making the same excuses. It's not the same. Just because someone feels this way, you don't have the right to say this. Y'all see how they're very comfortable with supremacy? Y'all see how they're very nice to it? She's basically saying, translation, is if you want to come out here and throw dirt on the name of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Corinne Gaines, Rekia Boyd, you want to throw dirt on the name of Jordan Davis, you want to throw dirt on the name of every black American harmed, it's okay. She would never say this about black people, though.
You don't get to do it. I don't understand.
Hell no. Y'all see how pronounced that was? Boy, they get in their feelings when it comes to a W. This is why we delineate. Soon as a W come out, man, they get all these feelings. I don't understand. You don't do this. You can just see their love for mayo popping out their pores. This is disgusting. This is how they talk, y'all.
understand. I don't understand. Oh my God. Anyway, I wish. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't understand.
Yeah, but I bet you understand black folks is xenophobic, black folks is mean, FBA is a hate group. You probably understand that though, right? Look at all the difference of energy when they're talking about us.
So just like everybody else, I just received the news that Charlie Kirk has died. And I feel some type of way about this because there are people online literally celebrating his death. I watched Charlie Kirk a lot. I watched a lot of his debates, and all I could say is that guy was very intelligent, very respectful, and he wanted the best for his country and the people he spoke to. This is what you call a political hit. I don't give a fuck what story or what narrative they try to push.
This guy's a
This had to
Caribbean.
do something.
This is the Caribbean, by the way, fam. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Tether what? Number 5? Number 6? Tether number 6. Don't tell me that the Tethers ain't crashing out. Matter of fact, it's Tether number 7 if you add Myron ain't no Gaines.
With the people in the government that didn't like who's currently in the House now. A lot of people in first world countries watch news in other countries like African politics, and they see the way they kill their politicians, or even in Haiti, I think they literally kill every president they have. And they say, oh, America could never be like that. And I always look like, why not? You think politics have nothing to do with death? Some of these politics are just actors. They're really gangsters. But I'm not here to paint no narrative. I'm just saying Charlie Kirk himself was a good person. He was genuine, in my opinion.
Man, family, let me ask y'all a question. And I'm open to any answer. Please, 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 please feel free to put your answers in the chat. What would Charlie Kirk say about this guy right here? Y'all tell me right now, what would Charlie Kirk say about this guy right here? Do you think Charlie Kirk would invite this guy right here to dinner? Do you think Charlie Kirk would invite this guy over to his house? Do y'all think that Charlie Kirk would have allowed this guy right here to date his daughter? Do y'all feel that Charlie Kirk feels this is a good guy? He said Charlie's a good guy. Watch what he said now.
But I'm not here to paint no narrative. I'm just saying Charlie Kirk himself was a good person. He was genuine, in my opinion. Any man willing to travel to multiple schools and talk to the youth while getting disrespected and called out and, harassed at the same time should be celebrated, because there's not enough people like that. Donald Trump said himself.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's got everything to do. He's a W and you love mayo. Stop playing. I'm so tired of their 101 ways to love on Massa. They love Massa and they just don't want to say it. Just say it. It ain't got nothing to do with any of that. Absolutely, boy. Y'all lighting them up. Y'all cold blood. Ain't no way in hell. How about Tether number 15?
Speaking as a Christian man, Jamaican artist who is inspired by the Lord Jesus Christ, who is on a mission to spread the gospel to the world, to not only spread an ideology of salvation through Christ, but to also spread the belief that God loves us in the here and now.
I think you spreading something else, homie. I think you spreading something else when you see Charlie Kirk.
Enough to allow us to have life more abundantly. And I'm speaking specifically in regards to Charlie Kirk, who was brutally assassinated by what I would consider an evil person. Whether you agree with the politics or not, I can speak in regards to humanity, knowing that somebody's father was killed, somebody's husband was killed, somebody who I believe was a believer in Christ Jesus. Therefore, I consider him a brother in Christ.
Oh, no. Fam, did this Jamaican guy just say that Charlie's his brother? Oh, they done went full mop today. He done went full mop. This is my brother. He's my brother. This is my brother, man. This is my brother. He said, we're brothers. We eat curry chicken and jerk chicken, and we're not colored. Get the hell up out of here.
Knowing that he was killed, somebody's husband was killed, somebody who I believe was a believer in Christ Jesus. Therefore, I consider him a brother in Christ Jesus. Therefore, I consider him a brother in Christ. Knowing that he was doing the work of an evangelist, doing the work that so many of us are scared to do because we don't want to be ridiculed or penalized by our friends and our family. I'm not here to speak necessarily about Charlie Kirk, although I am saddened and I have all sorts of emotions about the whole thing. If you are a Christian, if you are a believer in Jesus, if you believe that Christ's blood was not in vain, if you believe that the blood of Christ is able to redeem people from sin, if you believe that this earth is not our own, if you believe that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, that you will be saved, then you must in some way, whether small or large, be doing the work of an evangelist.
Man, you doing the work of a tether. How about that one? Y'all seen that? Boy, he went over with, if you feel this way, if you feel that way, if you feel that way, sometimes this way. What you're really saying is that you love W's and you love Charlie got murked and you love him for life. That's really what it is. Fam, have y'all noticed, clear as day, and this is what we're doing, we're putting the receipts on the table. Y'all notice that all of that talk is coming from Tethers. You're not seeing that coming from Black Americans. Black Americans, and I think we done put it very clear, fam, Black Americans are completely different on a different time, speaking a different game. Black Americans are no way, shape, or form talking like that. All of the people caping for him have been Tethers. That is it. Black Americans ain't been on that. Black Americans been standing away from all of that, holding it down. You can look even the energy and the spirit in which we talking. I'm showing you Black American brothers. I'm showing you Black American sisters. We're singing the same tune. Y'all remember when I told y'all that Delineation killed, or shall I say, excuse me, Delineation destroyed the feminist movement, the gender divide? Family, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because what I'm seeing here is Black Americans that are talking the same. I'm seeing Black Americans that are saying the same thing about Charlie. And I'm seeing Tethers say something different. Tethers are out here saying Jesus. They're using that excuse. Tethers are out here talking about freedom of speech. They're talking about the world has gone mad. And they're always ending it with a, yeah, but, I still feel this way about them. It's all babble because FBA, we are talking different. So Delineation is proving that we're here, they're there, and it's nowhere near. Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same. We are not involved. Tethers are crashing out. Tethers are crashing out over old Charlie. That's what they're doing. And fam, FBA is not. And let me say this as well. All of that talk about an opinion, this is just my opinion and my opinion this. Let me tell you about an opinion, okay? Opinions are for losers. Anytime someone always goes around and they're always hyping up opinion this, opinion that, what they're really trying to say is that's my excuse for saying some stuff I ain't got no business saying. Opinion is a term that is always used incorrectly and always used as some type of diversion for saying what you really want. I don't give a damn about your opinion if your opinion is Breonna Taylor deserved to be unjustly taken away. If your opinion is Trayvon Martin was hunting down George Zimmerman, if your opinion was Martin Luther King was a bad guy, if your opinion is we don't deserve reparations, those are all of your opinions about Black people, then it ain't an opinion. What that is, that's your view. And remember, y'all, an opinion is secondary. An opinion comes two. The primary is the emotion and the viewpoint that formulates the opinion. So I want you in your personal life to shut all that opinion stuff down. Because I got to say, and I've been saying it for a long time, y'all notice intelligent people hardly and rarely use the term opinion. It's always people who are hustlers and swindlers and supremacists who use the term opinion. Why? It's because opinion is used to dilute someone else's point, or it's used to try to inflate the point that you didn't really make. This is all psychology. We understand that. So when you come up with an opinion, remember, an emotion and a viewpoint created that. For instance, there's somebody right now that has an opinion that they like kids that are underage and they 55. Now, if you just hear somebody say that's their opinion, what are we supposed to do? Be like, yeah, that's his opinion. Or am I supposed to say, how'd you get that opinion? Where'd that opinion come from? What emotion affiliated with that opinion created it? Where'd you formulate that from? It ain't about your opinion. It's about the hatred that made that opinion. And that's exactly what Charlie Kirk is. That's exactly what Ben Shapiro, Myron Gaines, all of these people got opinions that come from hate. And don't let nobody opinion their way out of it, just like they can't intellectualize their way out of it or statistics or per capita their way out of it. We shutting everything down. And that's the way you get down when you certify. Watch this right here. Sending out a lot of love. This sister right here, I do not know this sister right here, but if you're watching, sister, I love her work. Much love and respect, certified salute to you. I remember she made a video bigging me up because I played one of her videos. If y'all know her on TikTok, please tell her that Black Alpha said, much respect, beloved, certified salute, because she be going in, and I appreciate it. If you're watching right now, sister, much respect. Family, this is how Black Americans been feeling out here in the streets. I showed you the tethers. I showed you the, oh my God, why? What can we do? Love, mayo, Miracle Whip, Brussels sprouts, raisins. Now I want y'all to see how brothers and sisters is talking.
Are the worst thing that could have happened to the world. When I say you mayo-nated people are the worst mutation, you mean to tell me that 3 HBCUs had to basically cancel their days or cancel classes or whatnot because Black people don't care about this angry little man that looked like a lady. Now that I look at him, this angry little man that squirts out of his neck.
Damn. Woo! Fire. Y'all see that Majara spirit that we be talking about? Y'all see that spirit? This is a far cry from Mrs. Jamaica. You can't do that, Mrs. Haiti. You can't talk like that, Miss Africa. Mrs. Village, you can't talk like this. You ain't got that spirit in you. FBA, we don't play with supremacy. We don't write passes for it.
Said that he's a squirter. We're not upset about that. We don't have a problem with him being a squirter at all. So they are threatening HBCUs because we don't care. I thought y'all wanted us away from y'all. I thought y'all wanted us to leave y'all alone and just let y'all do y'all. How can we do that? And then y'all want us to react when y'all do stupid shit and stupid shit happen to y'all. Like, yeah.
To say something about
Freeze. Yes, she said squirter. I'll be damned. I done heard some things before, but I'll be damned. But let me tell y'all this, family, and I mean this, y'all can quote this stuff. This coming from me. My name on this. When somebody supports the oppression, the brutalization of your people that have been subjected and deprived and placed in the worst conditions for hundreds of years with no remorse, no give a damn, mocking and a smug smile, you have the right under God to do and feel whatever the hell you want to. Do not allow these people to start talking about religion when they didn't have no religion, when they was making jokes about a young child that was harmed, when they was making jokes about a grandma that was harmed, when they were making jokes about a church that was exploded. If you ain't got no religion then I don't want to hear you talk religion now. And family, don't feel that anybody's going to twist or turn what you feel about this situation. Sometimes not giving a damn comes along with not giving a fuck. And we got them both.
these, you know what, supremacists that are threatening Black people, calling in threats to HBCUs, doing all this stuff to scapegoat Black people for what happened to Charlie Kirk. We didn't have shit to do with that. Okay? Y'all know we didn't have shit to do with that. Hell, most Black people I know didn't even know who he was. Hell, they knew more about who Charlie Murphy was than a Charlie Kirk. The only reason that
Did she just say they knew more about Charlie Murphy? Rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. That's the Charlie that we represent. That's the Charlie that we identify. That's the only Charlie. Shout out to Charlie Murphy. Charlie, shout out to you. Damn. Man, I love Black American women. Boy, 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 boy. Fam, if you sit there and you listen to these tethers babble for 3, 4, 5 minutes and make excuses why they love Zaddy, and then you see Black American women come on top and speak that real talk, it is like a breath of fresh air.
didn't even know who he was. Hell, they knew more about who Charlie Murphy was than a Charlie Kirk. The only reason that I knew who he was is because I keep up with that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't nobody checking for Charlie Kirk. Wasn't nobody trying to hurt Charlie Kirk from over on this side. Okay. And y'all know that. But see, the reason y'all trying to scapegoat us is because y'all know y'all can't whoop who was really behind it. Y'all scared of who was really behind it. Y'all scared of them folks. Y'all know y'all can't whoop them. You ain't even allowed to say nothing about them.
Damn, D-Zam. Charlie Murphy. Loving it, y'all. Loving it. And we had to make this clear, okay? Because I wanted to really bring it all the way live, y'all. I wanted to make this crystal clear so the world knows. Black Americans are setting the precedents, okay? Everything that goes on right now is going to be determined by us, not anybody. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it with a passion, y'all. Look how we shutting things down. I done went down the line, fam. I done went down the line and showed you everybody how everyone's speaking. And there's a big difference of energy amongst us and all of the tethers. There's a big difference of energy between how foundational Black Americans are approaching this situation and how everybody else is approaching this situation. I mean, damn, let's keep it real. Let's say it what it really is. And when I tell y'all that they keep jumping over, let me tell y'all one thing about these tethers. Y'all notice that these tethers, they keep on talking about Black Americans. And let me ask y'all this question. And I really, truly am asking y'all because y'all know we a family. Have the tethers said anything about the actual criminal and suspect? This guy right damn here. Have the tethers said anything about this guy? Y'all do know that there was somebody who unalived your boyfriend, Charlie Kirk, right? You do know that this guy is the criminal who did it, right? Why you ain't talking about this guy, Tether man? Why aren't the tethers bringing up this right here? They sitting here talking about all these things. Well, this could be Black Americans talking this, that. How come y'all not talking about the guy who did the hit? You ain't talking about the hit man. You talking about FBA and you ain't even saying nothing about the hit man. You dig where I'm coming from with this family? You know why? Because tethers know they got to tread lightly. See, tethers don't like the fact that they got to get on all fours whenever Zaddy walk in the room. Tethers understand that they are the people who bow down, the tether pets. They get that. So they're always talking about us. Myron Gaines ain't even talking about this guy. Myron Gaines ain't said one damn thing about this dude right here. Nothing. He ain't said nothing. Because he understands that if he were to say something about Tyler Robinson, the criminal, then even people who defend Charlie Kirk would get mad at him. Oh, don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it tangled and twisted. The dominant society will punish a tether for going in on Tyler Robinson, the criminal. Oh, yes, they will. I know a tether can't wrap their mind around it with a simple village logic. But the way the dominant society moves and functions is they can be mad at Tyler Robinson for taking out Charlie Kirk, but a tether can't. Tethers ain't here to say nothing. Tethers ain't here to have an opinion. You're here to bow down, to do the dirty work with the dirty mops and come after FBA. I'm telling you right now, if Myron Gaines went to a Charlie Kirk supporter and he said something about Tyler Robinson, that Charlie Kirk supporter would get mad and pull out the belt on Myron. I promise y'all that. It'll be BTA, belt to you know what. I promise you that'll happen. That's the way they operate. Shout out to my brother, Dewan B. Dewan B made a great point earlier. Look at this right here, fam, when we talk about the dominant society. Y'all seen this right here? We talked about it. The damn news guy from MSNBC, he ended up getting fired because he said something about Charlie Kirk. And then all across the country, professors have gotten fired. You've had doctors getting fired. All these people are getting fired for making statements about Charlie Kirk. I thought that the Democrats and the Republicans didn't like each other. It's a bunch of Democrats who are firing Democrats for saying something about a Republican. Y'all see how they'll get on code real quick, real quick. So the tethers understand if they talk about Charlie Kirk or they talk about Tyler Robinson, they gonna get that belt and they don't want none of that because deep down inside, like I tell everybody, there's no such thing as a Black Democrat or Republican. There's no such thing as a Black liberal or conservative. Who gave you that name conservative? Who gave you that name liberal? If somebody comes up to you and they identify as a liberal or conservative, they just told you that they're white supremacist sympathizers. Yes, they did. They tell you right now that they're a white supremacist sympathizer. Democrat means white supremacy on the right, on the left. And liberal is the attachment name that goes along with it. If you see any of these people running around saying things of the sort, you know, like this right here, watch these people closely. Family, this guy said he's the head of the class. And even he had something to say about Charlie Kirk. These tethers love him.
Chalie Kirk, Ntoyo Village. Chalie Kirk, Ntoyo Village. Chalie Kirk, Ntoyo Village.
Is he saying Charlie Kirk or Charlie Cock? Something, fam, did he say Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk. That's that Myron Gaines talk. He talking about Charlie Kirk is what it sounds like.
Chalie Kirk.
He did.
Ntoyo Village.
He did. He said Charlie Kirk. Listen. Hold on. No.
Chalie Kirk. Ntoyo Village. Chalie Kirk. Ntoyo Village. Many of you have probably Chalie Kirk.
Finish, y'all done.
Ntoyo Village. Chalie Kirk. Ntoyo Village. Chalie Kirk. Ntoyo Village.
What do you want, Mr. Mutombo?
Many of you have.
No. Tell us, family, why did you come here to America? What do you want from America?
Chalie Kirk.
Oh, okay, I get it. Why did you make this TikTok video? For what?
Chalie Kirk.
Oh, okay, I understand. So why did you leave your homeland? Please explain that to me. I want to know why you left your mom, your dad, you left your kids in your village behind.
Chalie Kirk.
Damn.
Ntoyo Village.
Okay, well tell me why you came to America.
Chalie Kirk.
Oh.
Ntoyo Village.
Why did you leave all your friends and family behind?
Chalie Kirk. Ntoyo Village.
Damn. Okay, I understand now.
Many of you have probably already been bombarded with a lot of news reports about Chalie Kirk's tragic murder in the US. Why? The tragic murder of a 31-year-old American conservative known as Charlie Kirk.
He said it again. He messed up and said it back. Fam, you can't make this up. I didn't do this. He said it twice. He's like Kirk. He got it right. He said it right and thought he said it wrong and said it back wrong again.
Would Ghana conservative known as Charlie Kirk.
No.
1-year-old American conservative known as Charlie Kirk. Would garner crazy amounts of mainstream media attention.
Real life, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, because that's another human, father, 2 kids, and a husband.
Charlie Kirk.
Woo, boy, that's gonna live forever. I'll be damned, family. Woo, yeah, they can barely speak English. You know how to say that, though, don't he? He be like, I don't know how to speak English. What do you mean, cock? He got that out real good. That's what we saying right there. I done spit my whole damn drink out, fam. I had my drink and spit it out. I'll be damned. All right. Yes, these people come over here for that right there. I told y'all. That's what Myron Gaines want. That's what Mr. 456 Head said. He said it. That's what it is. We know it. So there's nothing left, fam, other than to just allow them to do what they want to do. Go ahead. That's what you came here for. At least he was real enough to say it, y'all. Fam, I'm going to have to give Mr. Fufu a little bit of credit, okay? And the reason why Mr. Fufu going to get some credit, because all the other tethers that we showed earlier, they was dancing around the subject. They didn't really want to say what it was. They was in here, faking the front. But Mr. Fufu just came out and said why he was here. So, Mr. Fufu, I don't really rock with tethers, but I'm going to give you a lot of credit because you at least admitted it. You didn't come up with religion. You didn't say that you the Jamaican Christian. You didn't say what about blacks on black crime. You just openly told us what no tether has ever said, is that you came over here for Charlie Kirk. You just said it. Hey, fam, we found us the only one honest tether on the planet. And these people been dancing around all of these problems in the dominant society. Because if you notice, fam, it's not Black Americans that are out here mocking everything. It's not found. That boy said Charlie Kirk, goddamn. Focus, Alpha. Focus. Okay. It's not Black Americans. Woo! Black Americans are the least of their damn it, Alpha, play the video. Family, let me laugh over here for a minute. Y'all give me a second. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Don't worry about Chicago. Worry about Jethro. Don't worry about FBA. Worry about the liberals. This is what the liberals are saying.
Like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got
Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fanta-Fascist's favorite 5-mile wide mouthpieces, Charles Kirk.
Live by the sword, by the sword. He did say that were an acceptable side effect of rights.
I'm a teacher, and until I see the Republican Party give a about kids being safe in schools and violence in schools and in communities, I don't give a rat's about Charlie Kirk being unalive today. I'm sorry. Yes, I do reckon myself to be a damn good person. But Charlie Kirk was taking this country backwards. Now, would I have wished for this to happen? Hell no. But don't ask me to send thoughts and prayers to him and his family when he was promoting hatred and separation and division in this country. I don't give a damn.
Because we don't have food in our fridge. He was shot because our co-workers of color are being incarcerated and sent back to their country for no reason. He was shot because we don't have health care. We are so mad up to the point that we're actually starting to take pew-pews and take them to politicians. And honestly, I do not agree with violence at all. I feel like there's other ways that we can have a discussion without having to bring out the pew-pew. But we have tried. We've done peaceful protesting. We've wrote into the government. But
freeze. Nah, you did. That's you. I want everybody watching this know that woman is not a Black American. She does not speak for us. This woman right here is a criminal sympathizer. Black Americans denounce everything that she's saying. She ain't got nothing to do with us. And whatever consequences come her way, come her way. However, I want y'all also to notice that this is not coming from Black America. So why y'all worried about us? Myron, why you ain't talking about these liberals? How come you ain't speaking about everything that they saying? Listen to the rhetoric, y'all. This rhetoric's not coming from us. We showed y'all just yesterday. Remember, Amanda Seals was popping off.
He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up. He also said people got to be sacrificed in order to protect God. If he was saying that while fighting for reparations, I may have a little bit of empathy. But this one...
Nope. See, family, this is what I'm talking about. Listen to all of that. Fam, that was coming from the liberals. That was coming from the liberals. So in the midst of a white-on-white civil war, remember, y'all, they're the ones running around here talking about civil war. We weren't. They're the ones around here talking about there's going to be a war going on. That's their talk coming from their community. So right now in the midst of it, you got two sides, the two sides in which I tell you that Black Americans are not a part of. You have the liberals who represent the Democrats, who represent the left side of supremacy. You got the Republicans who represent the conservatives that represent the right side of supremacy, one in which Black Americans are not a part of neither which way. So the civil war that's brewing, and remember, Black Alpha didn't say it was a civil war. They said it was a civil war. You right now can go find videos of 100 different conservatives who keep saying they're ready for war. So by their own admission, by their own words, by their own statements, they are ready to go to war with liberals. That's what they're saying openly right now. And what are we saying openly right now? We don't give a damn. We don't care. So we knew this was going to pop off. We knew there'd be problems in family. Soon as it all started to go down, it started to go down. Y'all see this video right here? The war has started. The dominant society is about to go at it with one another. And you can see it clear as day. Did y'all see this video right here? where they already started having clashes in the street. Oh man, fam, we gonna have a hell of an autumn going into the winter. There's gonna be deportations, there's gonna be mayo altercations, and FBA is still gonna say, we don't give a damn.
He's black and he's a sellout. He's black and he's a sellout with the Broncos shirt. You a sellout, boy. ACJ. We know you. Hey, put me online, baby. Put me online. You saw what they did on that free speech. I came out here for free speech. Y'all came with this. Hey, 30, 40. Give me the ones, baby. Get the ones with me.
That's embarrassment.
Fuck all y'all. Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk!
You're protecting your dad.
Oh, here to go the clashes, y'all. Here go the clashes. Here we go.
Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk!
You're protecting your dad.
No, I don't fucking believe in these motherfuckers. Believe that. Believe that. No, believe that. I didn't ask for no help. I didn't ask for no help. You asked for help.
Whoa, watch. Family, screenshot. Whoa, get your screenshot ready, y'all. This right here is America. There you go. Wait. Hold on. I got it.
No help. I didn't ask for no help.
That right there is America. On the right side of the street, the guy with the American flag and all of those people, those are the conservative Charlie Kirk supporters representing the right side of this Mayo Civil War. All the way across the other side of the street, this guy represents the liberal side of the Civil War. You can't get anything more metaphoric than this right here. There's truly a street in the middle, and on each side, two different sides, you have two different sides of supremacy. Those two sides of supremacy are clashing in the streets, going back to the Civil War in which they have said and declared on each other. You're watching a civil war go on, the likes that people have not seen since the Civil War. Difference is this one is going to go down in the technology world. So you're going to see videos, you're going to see TikToks, you're going to see tweets. This was just right after the Charlie Kirk situation. So if it happened that fast, this quick, in a hurry, what you think going to happen for the rest of 2025? I will see you there on the front line, brothers and sisters. Don't start the revolution without me.
You asked for help. You wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Old man.
Get out of the street.
Look at the cop. The cop ain't doing nothing. Look at the police officer, y'all. The police officer, he ain't doing nothing. The same way they don't do nothing about their crime statistics. The same way they don't do anything about all of the aggressions and assaults that they commit more than anybody. The cop is there to just sit there with his hands. He got his hands in his pocket. He got his hands in his pocket. If that were some black folks, he done pulled out the mace, he done pulled out the hammers, and he be going to work. The cop ain't gonna do nothing. So family, when these clashes start happening, don't think that these cops are gonna come in, because the cop is gonna have to make a decision. He gonna have to choose. Are you gonna go on the left side, or are you gonna go on the right side of Brussels sprouts? Which one is it? Oh, we about to see some lawlessness up in here today. Watch this. America about to get real.
Oh, yeah. Old man. Get out of the street. Get out of the street. I'll take a fucking one in the street. Go. You're a sellout. You are a sellout. You ain't Mexican. You ain't Mexican. You pass for white. You go in the store, they treat you good.
You heard what he said, fam? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear him say? He said, you ain't Mexican. You ain't Mexican. You pass for white. There goes all of the Mexicans trying to pick a side. I told y'all. Boy, I said it. I said that Tethers right now are trying to pick a team. American Tethers are being forced to pick teams. When there's a civil war amongst the dominant society, all non-Ws have to pick a side. Black Americans are the only ones who have not picked a side. Did y'all hear him say, you ain't no Mexican, you pass as white? The same way those Tethers are doing. The Tethers are picking a side. You're forced to pick a side. FBA's not. We're the only people who have not picked a side during this Mayo Civil War. Fam, you heard it in the background. What is a Mexican doing there? I'm going to tell you. He's there, and he's on team left. Watch this. And then the other guy's on team right.
You're a sellout. You are a sellout. You ain't Mexican. You ain't Mexican. You pass for white. get you good. You know why? You like on ground. People like that.
Oh, yeah. Handle his ass now.
There you go. Look how he's talking to the cop. Hey, and watch that big old beluga whale lady. Watch her. She tries to sneak old boy. Watch her. She tries to sneak over or him or whatever. She tries to sneak him. There you go, my brothers and sisters. You see it right there. Boy, it's going down. Damn. And notice, fam, how it starts off. He starts talking about a black guy. He said, you ain't no black guy. Watch.
He's black and he's a sellout. He's black and he's a sellout with the Broncos shirt. You a sellout, boy. ACJ. We know you.
He called him boy. He called him boy. Y'all see that, right? He said, you black and you a sellout. This is the liberal side. Didn't Joe Biden call LL Cool J boy? Watch. He's going to say, you're a boy. And that's the same as, you sound like a Trump supporter. Watch.
Sellout. He's black and he's a sellout with the Broncos shirt. You a sellout, boy. ACJ. We know you. Hey, put me online, baby. Put me online. You saw what they did on that free speech. I came out here for free speech. Y'all came with this. Hey, 30, 40. Give me the ones, baby. Get the ones with me.
That's embarrassment.
Fuck all y'all. Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk!
There you go, y'all. There it is, family. I'm only telling people what they doing out there. This is it. And the clashes are going to come, and they're going to come fast, fam. I'm going to make it clear. The conservatives want they lick back. Trust me when I tell y'all. Y'all think that the conservatives that are making all those videos about running up on people, you don't think they want they lick back? They want they lick back now. Because things done got hot because they've been going back and forth with this political drama. And people are taking to the streets and picking sides. Foundational Black Americans are the only people who are not picking sides in this W on W crime civil war. We're the only ones. This is why I tell everybody, our independence is so powerful, so pivotal, and came at the right exact moment. You see now, Mexicans are picking a side. Are you going to be Julio Romero Estrada on team left? Or are you going to be Romero Sanchez Salina on team right? Because you're going to have to choose. Mr. Mutombo and Mrs. Fufu, which side are you going to be on? Are you going to be with the Democrats? Or are you going to be with the Republicans? This is what a civil war is, family. Y'all remember during the Civil War, what side did the $2 Tontos fight on? What side during the Civil War did the $2 Tontos fight on? They picked a side, didn't they? Didn't the $2 Tonto during the Civil War go and fight for the Confederacy? Yes, they did. Weren't they slave catchers? Yes, they were. So you're going to see the same exact thing. You're going to start to see all of the slave catchers, all of the I want to be W, they're going to have to pick a plantation now. They're going to choose a plantation when things get hot. It's no different than when two parents get a divorce, the kids got to choose. See, they look at the W's like mommy and daddy. And whenever there's turmoil in the house of supremacy, the people who get so scared, so afraid are all of the tethers and all of the fleers because they understand there's no fence to straddle. You can't be an African and say, I like both of you. They're going to say, pick, Mutombo. You can't be a Mexican and say, I'm in it with you together, brother. Mayo both sides. They're going to say, pick, Mr. Estrada. You already seen Chow Mang and you seen Yao Ming. They're already picking their sides right now. FBA are the only ones saying we've been on the same side the whole time. Our own side. We're not moving. So, I can give you a very clear description of how the dynamics are working. Everybody is moving and maneuvering. So all of those coward tethers and all those coward illegals, they're all running to a plantation because they know they got to be on somebody's plantation. That's what it is. We're not out here on no plantation, but they are. And they understand that. So what you're seeing are these clashes that are going to be amplified. They're going to go up. They're going to get even worse. And those pictures right there, y'all, for real, fam, you seen that video right there. You think that video right there is going to stop right there? That video right there, do you think that you're only going to see that one right now today and you won't see more videos just like that in the coming months? Shit. Let me show y'all this right here. Let me tell you what happens when you don't pick sides. I'm going to tell you what happens when you don't pick sides in W on W crime. Okay, what happened in World War I? W on W crime. People had to pick. Each nation had to pick a side. Civil War, people had to pick sides. Look at this right here, fam. This is what happens when you choose to go against supremacy and you say that I'm going to be over there. Watch. They turn on each other real fast. Chad, what happened to you, man? What happened to you, man? Watch what happens when you say, I don't want to pick a side.
To anybody who tries to do the good thing, tries to defend somebody, think twice, because you're the only one who is going to do that. I got jumped. I saw somebody getting accosted, a POC, by white people, and 5 dudes jumped me while nobody did shit. They fucking kicked me until I passed out and I woke up. Just call the cops, man. Good people don't get treated.
Damn. Oh, it's real. Oh, it's real. It's real in the field. Oh, yeah. The temperature in the United States of America done got hot. Now you got bodies in the street. Oh, whoa. It's real. So you see what happens, fam. Whenever they talk, you know why the dominant society is so silent about the 2 or 3 W's that actually did go out there during the civil rights era and march with black folks? I'm going to tell you why. Let's give the history lesson, fam, since we in here bubbling. We in here 2.5K. Everybody smash that like button. Appreciate the love, y'all. The reason why, 2.5 thousand, man, you got to love it, y'all. We rocking. The reason why they don't really talk too much about the people that marched in the civil rights era with black folks, because a lot of those folks got murked. Yes, they did. Because it's the ultimate betrayal of supremacy to support black empowerment. You seen all the things with them people that was marching down there at Selma, those people that were out there with Megas Evers. Do y'all know what ended up happening to those folks? All of them folks ended up getting that work. They unalived all of them people, every last one. This is why whenever they talk that talk and they say things like, well, we march with you here, we march with you there. Let me tell you what they're leaving out is that the few people, and I mean few, because let's keep it there, that did go march back then, they didn't make it home too good. I remember hearing something, I want to say it was in like Alabama, where some dude was out there marching at some civil rights thing. Family, do you know they threw this dude in the grain silos? Listen to what I'm telling you. He ended up in the grain silos. All of those footages and all of those newspaper clippings are still there. I promise you they're still there. You go look right now at what happened to W's, what W's did to other W's that marched along black folks during the civil rights era. And I'm telling you, it's one of the biggest hidden secrets that they never talk about. That's what happened to that guy right there. Notice, listen what this guy said, fam. What did he just sit there and say? He said, I was helping a POC and I got whooped on by some W. They whooped him till he passed out. He said he woke up. And by the way, didn't he have red hair? I thought they said Ginger's was black. I guess not, huh? Found out the hard way. You see what I'm talking about, though. So this is what's going on currently. The Charlie Kirk situation has now taken the liberal and conservative back and forth, and it made it very real. Because anytime you start talking about bodies, things get real, especially very graphic situations like that occurred that the whole world seen. People are talking about it way over there. Oh, it's real. And the conservatives want they lick back. The liberals are joking. So I don't see no way around this if you know the system of supremacy. If you know the community that they come from with all of the savagery, all of the violence, you go look at every crime statistic. They're number one historically, current, today, whenever, what year you want to go to. What answer are you going to get other than violence, fam? That's the only thing these people know. So I'm having a hard time seeing anything go down other than exactly what's always gone down. You can't change somebody's stripes. You just can't do it. And they're going to stay the same. So what's going to end up happening are these clashes are going to occur. And I suspect a lot of things that are going to occur is going to happen in broad daylight again. And it's going to be people watching, whether it's just physical, whether it's more than physical, but it's going to go down. And you can't peel back the people. Right now, Donald Trump can't even come out there and get them people to fall back. It's too far gone. And the tethers, like we said, no matter what, the POCs, the TOCs, the blacks and browns, all of them, they've already picked their plantation. It's like 2 plantations in America that all of the POCs have to live on. And they're going to have to pick. See, now this plantation and this plantation, they got beef in the street. Just like that picture I showed you. They were on this side, they were on that side, and right in the middle. So now they're going to have to pick a plantation to go run to. So they're scattering. I'm telling y'all, we woke up on Thursday and every single tether person of color was running to whatever spot they can get to, trying to seek refuge and salvation. And FBA still over here not giving a damn. We're the only ones, y'all. Look at this. Now, I just showed y'all them liberals out there dancing around and prancing. Let me show y'all this. Do y'all think that these conservatives are going to let what happened to Charlie Kirk slide? Do y'all think these conservatives who have been so hyped up with all that rhetoric Donald Trump's been talking, because remember, Donald Trump's been talking rhetoric for 20 years. The liberals have been talking reckless for 20 years. Y'all think they're going to be able to peel this back? Because Mayo Melissa and Mayo Matthew tend to think different.
And just put it out here clear. If any of you are making videos on what just happened and him passing away, you. I swear to God, if you guys want to start it, start it. Pretty much what you just did was start it. So be on the lookout. Watch behind your shoulders. I swear to God, this is not the time you guys want to be walking the earth with pink hair and attitudes. Go do your LGBTQ queer ass whatever the
fam. This ain't our words, fam. One thing about me, I'm gonna put the receipts on the table. These are not our words. This is what he's saying. He's telling them. He said, "Look over your shoulder." He ready to go to war. This is their words. They're mad because I'm using what they're saying. This ain't our words. We over here chilling. They're letting the world know they want all the liberal smoke.
You just crossed it. And it's not going to be good for you. You just took out an amazing person, a father, a husband, a son. The next time somebody decides they want to defend themselves or do this to somebody, I'm going to cheer it on the entire time. Let's go. If you're supporting that, if you want to do it, right and left wing, let's do it then. Next time one of you are running up on a police officer or somebody else and end up getting killed, just like the rooster, I'm going to be crowing every morning.
Wait a minute. Family, did the chickens come home to roost? Boy, life is a very poetic thing. Life is very, very poetic, my family. Listen to me right now. Did the chickens come home to roost? Is that damn rooster in the back saying, "Please get me the hell away from these mayo addicts"? Is the rooster in the back pleading, "Somebody come and get me. These folks is crazy. Somebody come and help me. I don't want to be here no more because these folks is about to tear some stuff up. These folks done lost their mind." Did the damn rooster roost in the back and did it come back home? I'm just saying. How much more can you say when we've been saying the chickens come home to roost and we got a video of Mayo, Matthew, and the damn rooster in the background is coming home to roost? I bet that rooster just got back home, and I bet he's roosting and he's coming on back. I be damned.
That, if you want to do it, right and left wing, let's do it then. Next time one of you are running up on a police officer or somebody else and end up getting killed, just like the rooster, I'm going to be crowing up on a police officer or somebody else and end up getting killed, just like the rooster, I'm going to be crowing.
Rest in peace, brother Malcolm X. Malcolm, we miss you, brother. We love you, Malcolm. Malcolm told us in 1963 that the chickens came home to roost. And family, about 70 years later, the chickens are coming home to roost again. And we got it captured on video.
Upon a police officer or somebody else and end up getting killed. Just like the rooster, I'm going to be crowing every morning.
Instead today. There was also a school today, but you probably didn't know about it because it happens just about every day. It'll happen next week, the week after that. It keeps happening. The reason why is because you have people on the right that refuse to pass gun safety laws. And you'd have guys like Charlie that after a horrific event like this, they would say it's more important to just deal with it because that's part of being an American, because our right to the Second Amendment.
Somebody in the chat said the rooster's on meth. Damn.
In its full form, without provision, is more important than human life. Well, look at you now. I think what the right is going to start to see is that the left no longer has empathy to give because you took it from us. Don't come to me for a...
This is such shit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. And this Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is I just saw squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why are they always violence? God.
You can't put that back in the jar. No, you can't. And the last guy before that guy, he was a liberal talking. The first guy that I just showed you, the guy was sitting there talking, that was a liberal. And he was saying that the liberals said, we ain't done. So you got right there in that small clip, fam, the liberals and the conservatives, they both saying they ain't done. So they telling everybody, all we doing, fam, is reading the receipts. And the receipts are speaking. And the receipts are saying that they are not done. They ready for more. Okay? You can't put this back. Boy, he was mad. Y'all cool. Y'all laughing at boy. He was mad as hell, wasn't he? I'm tired of you liberals. I'm tired of it. Enough is enough. Yeah, boy. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's going to keep on going and going and going, not stopping. And we're going to be watching. That's what I'm saying. So that right there is the groundwork for what is to come. And that is the groundwork to what we will see in the next coming days, the next coming weeks, the next coming months. It is what it is. Remember, y'all, we didn't say this. This is what they said. This is their words. They're declaring war on one another. They're screaming. So family, I want you to think about energy, right? I want you to think about all the energy I just showed you from the W community. Yelling, screaming, war, fighting, fists, conflict. Very, very hot and bothered right now. I mean, damn, they are turned up. And then I want you to compare that to the energy that you've been seeing from all the Black brothers and sisters who have been speaking so eloquent, so smooth, so calm. Y'all notice that we're chilling and they wilding out? Y'all notice that we cooling and they spazzing? Y'all notice that we're functioning and they're glitching? You see the difference? This is why we frame everything. So you can't twist and turn it later on. Because we can easily be like, nah, Black Alpha, we showed all the videos. I captured the energy in America. And the energy in America right now is saying Black Americans are calmer than ever. Why you so mad, Matthew? Why you so mad, Trailer Man? Sounds like you got some issues in your community. Here's what I want. Donald Trump, I'm talking directly to you. Donald Trump, I want you to refactor all of the energy that you had for Chicago, D.C., and I want you to send the National Guard. We need to get the Marines. We need to get the Air Force and the Army. I want you to send all of them to every trailer park in America. That's what I want you to do, okay? I need you to go ahead and have that same smoking energy that you had for Chicago and Black folks and all those little innuendos. I need you to get the National Guard right now to go to the trailer park because I heard that Karen is getting snatched across her own living room floor. I heard that Billy Bob just got tossed out of a window. And I hear that little Billy Bob is upstairs and he's high as a kite. This is what I heard. So you need to take all of that energy and send the National Guard to the trailer park. That's what it is, fam. Let's get all the National Guard out of Chicago and let's send them to the trailer park. Because the crime statistics match exactly what we seen in the video with Charlie Kirk. So, I mean, damn, we just putting them together. Y'all like statistics so much, right? How about some per capita, okay? Per capita is per capita on social media. I'm seeing them at 99.9% spazzing out and fighting. Per capita is I seen that them at 100% going against each other in the Charlie Kirk situation. So quite frankly, all I'm seeing from their community is feuding and fighting. And as a tax-paying American citizen who is deeply concerned with the future of America, I am so concerned with the future of America when we have this type of savagery. We have this type of savagery going on at a university. We have this type of savagery going on TikTok. We had Mayo Matthew and his face turned bright red because he's screaming. We had Mayo Melissa and her face turned bright red because she was screaming. What are you so screaming about? Why is everybody calm in America except for you? How come everybody else in America is relaxed except for you? Maybe you're the ones who need the National Guard. Maybe all those crime statistics in black folks was just a diversion for your W on W crime. Anytime you see it, fam, you know what happens? When you look at their community's crime statistics, you know the first word you say? You say, wow. W-O-W. When you look at all the assaults, you look at all of the thievery, the bribery, you look at all of the hate crimes that come from their community, the first thing you say is, wow. And what does wow abbreviate? White on white. Wow. Them damn crime statistics are getting out of control. Somebody call the National Guard. And family, when you start talking about wow, and you start talking about statistics, you got to talk about the developments from today, because this only goes back to what the rooster was trying to tell y'all. They done came home to roost.
Who is accused of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a press conference that we watched live here, just as Josh Haskell, who is in Utah right now. The press conference began with the governor, Spencer Cox, saying, "We got him." Josh Haskell joins us now again. And Josh, you were listening to this. One of the things that jumped off the page for me, as far as the investigation, which is what we are learning today, is that no additional suspects are being sought. And I say that jumps out at me because they were looking at messages from Robinson to his roommate explaining that he had to retrieve a gun in many cases. And I think this needs to be mentioned to people who are watching us now. In many cases, that might seem a conspiracy, but they are really going out of their way to make sure everyone understands that Robinson is the lone suspect in this.
That's correct, Philip. And I've seen just within the last few minutes some new reporting from ABC News, speaking with some friends, classmates who knew Tyler Robinson, saying that they are shocked by this, that he was a nice person, really kept to himself, a little reserved, but really would not talk too much about politics. But we did learn that he had told, sounded like family members at a dinner recently, that he was aware that Charlie Kirk was coming here to this campus where I am right now in Orem, Utah. I want to give a few more details what we have learned about Robinson. We know that 22 years old, taken into custody last night, about 4 hours from where I am right now. He lives with his family in Washington County, Utah. Taken into custody around 10 p.m. This is what we're learning, that his father played a critical role in his arrest, Philip. We're learning that his father convinced his son to turn himself in, that Robinson initially said no, but changed his mind. His father called a youth pastor who was also a U.S. Marshals Task Force officer. The task force officer advised him to have his son stay in place. The U.S. Marshals took him into custody and then contacted the FBI. I also want to highlight that towards the tail end of that press conference, very powerful words from Utah's governor, Spencer Cox.
Damn, another Cox. Damn. Goodness gracious, fam. Now, doesn't this tie into what we were talking about just yesterday? Y'all see how easily, as Daddy turned on him, thug life, you ain't lying. Y'all see how easily that these people get apprehended? Y'all see, remember yesterday when we were pointing out that the police kept going out of their way to talk about, oh no, we don't want anybody's help. We don't want anybody's help. No. Y'all don't need to help us. We got this under control. Why were they saying that? Why were they talking like that so much? The question becomes, were they trying to bring him in and apprehend him safely? Is that what it was? Because y'all know, if it was a Black American, it wouldn't have went down that way. if it was a Black American. If it was a Black American, it wouldn't have been no, let's see, let's find out, we don't want the public. They would have that same aggression they have with old boy, with the Ukrainian woman. Y'all notice just yesterday we was breaking it down. They were very adamant about they don't want no help because this man just got, take him down. This man, fam, you're talking about a damn sniper that gets brought in nicely and peacefully. Wait. Where in the history of life have you ever seen a sniper? Fam, we're not talking about somebody who stole some money from the store. We're not talking about somebody who pushed an old lady over, who abandoned a dog. Fam, they treated Michael Vick worse than this. Michael Vick was treated worse than this. This man was treated very kindly. I believe that they were working in conjunction. They understood what daddy was on, and they shook hands and said, good. Just like Dylan Roof. Didn't Dylan Roof go to Wendy's or Burger King or something of that sort, right? So that's the same exact thing that they did right here, because supremacy protects supremacy, but supremacy fights supremacy. This is the warped logic that anybody who's a simple-minded individual would never understand it. Anybody with civility would never get it. Supremacy fights supremacy, but supremacy also protects supremacy. Because remember, y'all, these people don't like each other. They just need each other to maintain a system of privilege. If they liked each other, you wouldn't look at the crime statistics and see that they harm their women the most, they harm their kids the most. You wouldn't see that if you looked at the statistics. So it's proven they don't like each other. But what it is proven is that they need each other to maintain the system. How do you know they don't like each other? Because anytime we're removed, they fight. And anytime we're around, they fight. So that proves to you straight up that they were working in conjunction. We're like, okay, let it go. Let it go. This always happened. Fam, you talking about hitmen. Fam, I know people that have drove on expired license, and they done sent the whole damn state and county to come get them. Just for driving on expended license, fam, okay? And they done sent the county to come pick these people up. These hitmen are popping up, fam. Notice there's no footage of him being arrested. So what they do is walk him in and just sit down, probably gave him some Burger King, probably gave him some Mayo King. I'm just saying, just keeping it real. And this is what's been going on. Y'all want to see him, though, by the way? Y'all want to see him? Let me show y'all. I got this. This is exclusive right here. That's why you rock with the #1 channel, fam. We right here. Watch this, y'all. This is the guy that sniped somebody, and they just let it go. This is him. This is Tyler Robinson, 22 years old.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters. Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
There you go. That man has committed one of the most massive crimes that you've seen in modern American history right there. And you can't spin it or twist it your way out of there. Nope. You see what we talking about, fam? That's exactly what they've been hiding. This man was out here getting scholarships. Fam, scholarships though? Really? Really? This is why a lot of people are side-eyeing this situation. This is why a lot of people got some questions about what goes on. What's done in the dark comes to light. What's done in the dark comes to light. This is real funny.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000.
You ain't lying, family in the chat. You ain't lying. It must be the music. This damn music out there is making these people radical. Radical music. All the excuses. You feel me? And I'm going to say this right now. Trust and believe. Right now, and I mean this on everything, and we're going to make it clear. If the dominant society, if W's are telling us that Charlie Kirk was such an icon, such a legend, such a hero, if Donald Trump wants to fly the flags at half-staff and they want to have these ceremonies to support their hero, then on the flip side, that would make Tyler Robinson the biggest villain. You can't have the hero without having the villain. So you're going to have to start treating this guy as the villain that you say that he is. If the villain harmed and unalived your hero so much, then you should be mad, angry, upset. You should arrest. He should be prosecuted immediately. You should have that same witch hunt that you do for every single person on the planet, like a black person who stole a stick of bubble gum. I need to see more energy, more anger, and more energy directed towards this Tyler guy. Tyler's not being treated like someone who took out a hero. Tyler's not being treated like somebody who unalived the future of America. Nah, Tyler gonna have to get treated with a little more energy, dominant society. It looked like you protecting supremacy, to be honest with you, and this is why they don't like me, because I'm gonna troll. It sounds like you're throwing Charlie under the bus. Sounds like you're throwing Charlie under the bus. Do you think Charlie would like the fact that you're sitting here and you're playing patty cake with the person who took him out? The person who took him out, what do you tell us? You tell us that they took out Charlie in front of his family. So shouldn't you be a little more aggressive towards the villain criminal who did that? Shouldn't you be a little more aggressive towards the person who doused the flame of your future? Shouldn't you be far more aggressive in terms of getting that criminal off the streets? Because I'm not seeing you seem too serious about Tyler. I'm seeing y'all mad at the left and the right and the right and the left. Seems like you got more of a political situation. Seems like you got more of political feuding than you do against the criminal. And it seems like that's going on with everybody. It seems like everybody's worried about everything except for the bad guy that took out your good guy. Could it be that you don't want to talk about the bad guy because it highlights he looks just like a lot of your kids? Oh, Black Alpha, slow down, bruh. Nope. Could it be that you don't want to talk about the bad guy because he looks a lot like your family members and you don't want them to be profiled like you profile everybody else in America? Could that be the case? Perhaps you need to show more respect to Charlie. Charlie was harmed by Tyler, but Tyler's not being treated like the hitman that he is. Because I understand that you don't want him to be, because guess what? If you call Tyler a criminal, then that's going to put a jacket on all your kids that look just like him, isn't it? You know why, family? Because supremacy protects supremacy while supremacy cannibalizes supremacy. Boy, this is what happens when you're a master teacher. They know what it is, and they don't like the fact that we know what it is. See, back in the old days, there'd be brothers and sisters that'd say exactly what we're saying right now. It was only a few of us, and we were in the bottom. The grassroots was low key. Now, we got a mainstream message. Now, we reach the masses. Now, we speak to millions. So everything that the brothers and sisters in the past knew about your community, brothers and sisters in the future know about it. We can just speak louder, and we can speak more bold. Meaning, all of your dirt has an extra special spotlight on it. And that's exactly what it is. So y'all been running around here on one hand trying to tell me that Charlie is Martin Luther King. Hell no. But you ain't treating Charlie's harmer like he's somebody who took out an icon. That is the truth. And family, when I tell y'all the truth, let me tell you what they were trying to say just a few days ago. Oh, the receipts come in quick, fast, in a hurry. Do y'all know just a few days ago, doing what they always do, because we know they script. We know they script. Do y'all know that they was running to the internet real fast and they was trying to dump this off on black folks? Look at this right here. This is Trailer Park Trevor III. Watch him. Watch what he says and who he thought was behind the situation.
The person that shot Charlie Kirk was either black or trans. I'm willing to bet the person that shot Charlie Kirk was either black or trans, or an ally of the Palestinians, or a Palestinian. You fucking people are scum. I'm willing to bet the person that shot Charlie Kirk was either black or trans.
Oh, you was wrong. You was wrong. You see what he tried to do there, though, right? You see what he tried to do? Yeah, I guess that ain't how it turned out. Because, fam, that guy wasn't no black guy. Nah. And the guy talking right there, he doesn't want to speak about it. You know why he don't want to speak about it, family? Because he can't project it onto somebody else. Man, they so mad right now that they cannot project this on another person. They wanted to project this off on another individual, but they cannot project it on a soul. They all have to accept this. They all got to deal with this. They all got to own it. So this is only going to fuel the fire in which they already have. That is a raging inferno, y'all. A raging inferno. And then let me tell you this right here. Do y'all know that they openly came out and said they wish they can blame this on somebody else? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Watch this right here, family. Watch them say it, and they have to admit defeat that they got to blame it on their kid. Because supremacy don't like blaming things on their kids. But watch how he straight up says, I wish I could blame it on somebody else. Watch.
You know, this bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, drove from another. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, "Hey, we don't do that."
No, family. What does he mean by us? Does he mean Utah or does he mean W? Which us is he referring to? Y'all see the supremacist dog whistles? Y'all see it, family? Y'all can see it right there. Watch how he's trying to low-key spin it now. Watch how he's trying to low-key keep it down. Watch that, family. Yeah, the receipts is undefeated. You know, family. You know how we get down right here, Black Alpha Network. See what he's trying to really say? Is he talking about us in Utah, or is he really trying to say he was hoping that the hitman wasn't a W boy?
You know, this bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, "Hey, we don't do that here." And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. You know, this bad stuff.
Yeah, you know why? Because your son, trust and believe, your son looks just like this guy right here. Damn. Boy, y'all know we gonna bring it, and we're gonna bring it all the way live and all the way real. Yes, the hell we are. So you see automatically. Notice, fam, how I just sat there and broke that down completely. I sat there and told you how supremacy works. And then I talked about the difference of energy, the way that they're treating Tyler Robinson, opposed to what they say about Charlie Kirk. I'm showing you the hypocrisy amongst both. I'm showing you the bigotry. I'm showing you on one hand, the dominant society talks so much about a great person, but they're not treating the person who did it like a bad person. Somewhere between Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson, the energy is starting to deflate. When you would think by their own words and how they're acting and how they're so distraught that the energy would go up. You would think that they would take how they feel of Charlie Kirk and they would translate that to how they want Tyler Robinson behind bars. But you've seen no jailhouse footage. You didn't see no picture. They already were start talking about excuses. They were already deflecting. You know why? It's because not only did Charlie Kirk get embarrassed for always blabbing about black on black crime, and that was truly his last words. Not only did Charlie Kirk get embarrassed for talking about black people, but it was a W. On top of all of those things, Charlie Kirk found out that even to the system of supremacy that he loved so much that he hated us, he's expendable. That's what you found out. You may not have found out now, but you found out later. He found out, just like everybody, when it comes to the system of supremacy or it comes to a solo supremacist, you up out of here. That's what it is. They might give you this, that, and the other thing. They may have a liberal conservative battle left and right, but I promise you, the guy who did it, he won't get treated like your average everyday black criminal. You could take a black person right now who has a speeding ticket. He'll get treated worse than Tyler Robinson will. Let me tell you about Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson will get charged, go to jail, and you won't hear nothing about him. Be honest with you, fam. I'd be surprised if they don't even talk about this guy here in a few months. It's about to be business as usual. And it's a term that I created a long time ago, and it's what I call a supremacist sacrifice. Okay? A supremacist sacrifice is Derek Chauvin. Sometimes supremacy has to sacrifice a supremacist to maintain the future of supremacist dominance. Okay? You have to maintain this, and a few times you have to throw people under the bus. Do you think that they wanted to imprison Derek Chauvin? No, they didn't want to imprison Derek Chauvin, but they understood that the block was too hot. They understood things was getting a little too messy. They understood that if they let him off, oh, you was about to see some real turmoil. So they said, supremacist sacrifice, SS, send them on out of here, lock them up. Chauvin didn't realize that until he was behind bars. That's when reality sets in. If you want to talk about things, think about Lee Harvey Oswald, right? Everyone knows, if you're familiar with the John F. Kennedy assassination, everyone understands that Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. But if you ever watch the footage of Lee Harvey Oswald, and shout out to my brother and shout out to my father, because I remember them talking about this. This is my older brother. Him and my dad were talking about this when I was a kid. And this was really my introduction to the political world. And I started saying, whoa, this is like the mafia. A lot of people don't remember, when you see Lee Harvey Oswald, when he first got arrested, he's very smug. He had that same smug smile that Charlie Kirk had after he said something anti-black. And then about 24 hours later, his energy starts to shift. He starts to change. Out of nowhere now, he's not walking around here so arrogant. Go look at the footage of Lee Harvey Oswald when he was first captured. He's got his handcuffs on. He's like, I didn't shoot nobody. I ain't do nothing. Very smug. 24 hours later, he's scared. He's afraid. And his energy starts to go down. Why? It's because it dawned on him that he was a patsy. The help that he thought was going to come never came. The phone call that was supposed to come, the phone ain't never rang. They set you up now. And you've officially realized that you have been a supremacist sacrifice. You were running around here thinking that they was going to come and get you. They was going to help you and everything was going to be hunky-dory. No, it wasn't. So 24 hours later, after Lee Harvey Oswald was snatched up, he runs around and he goes from, I didn't do nothing, to, I vehemently deny these charges. He was sweating. You boy sweating all down. He was sweating his neck, shirt stain, all that. I didn't do this. I didn't harm this president. Yeah, he was. Because he understood the game changed. That's the same exact look that you seen on Derek Chauvin. I remember Derek Chauvin was walking around. Remember his court appearance? He was sitting there like, I'm a supremacist. I took out this black dude. All of the supremacists in America got my back. They out here making memes about George Floyd. They gonna let me go. Derek Chauvin thought he'd be home later on tonight at 6:30. That's what he thought. And then Derek Chauvin found out the same thing that Lee Harvey Oswald found out. You're nothing but a patsy supremacist sacrifice. And they will throw you under the bus to maintain the system. The system will be maintained at all costs. Even people who are higher up can be a supremacist sacrifice that they will throw you under the bus to maintain it. And that's exactly what is going on right now with Charlie Kirk. Only difference is Lee Harvey Oswald had a few hours before he realized it. And you seen what happened to him. Jack Ruby. Okay. Y'all study all of this right now. Go check it out. Lee Harvey Oswald, Jack Ruby, all of that down there in Dallas, Texas. Okay. For all my Texans in the building. Everyone knows how that played out. He only had a few hours before he realized and it dawned on him that he was a supremacist sacrifice. Derek Chauvin found out sitting behind bars right now. Charlie Kirk never had the opportunity to know that his community was going to throw him under the bus. Now, had that been Julio, Romero, Estrada, Charlie Kirk would get his just due. They would treat that person like a criminal. Yes, they would. Yep. If that was Jerome, if that was a guy with the Ukrainian woman, then they would treat Charlie with his just supremacist due. Soon as they seen that guy look like Tyler Robinson, who looked like all of their kids, they said, sorry, Charlie, on to the next one. And that's the supremacist sacrifice that, quite frankly, he wasn't around long enough to find out. So it goes back to the old adage in which foundational Black Americans been saying for the longest amount of time. This is us. This is FBA vernacular, okay? Not AVV. It's BAVV. Foundational Black American, very vernacular. You got what you wish for. So be careful what you wish for. That's what ended up happening with him. He found out very quick, fast, in a hurry, y'all, that when it comes to the system is above all. That's exactly the way it went down, and that's exactly the way that it played out. And family, I can show y'all some receipts right now. This is what the dominant society is saying. Look at this, fam. Under the video that I just showed you of him on TikTok, look at this. Somebody said, dude's a legend. Dude's a legend. Somebody under that said, no, Kirk is a legend. It's just the guy who ended the life of a legend. We will get about him. What? We will get. What? This dude can't even write. We will forget about him, maybe see his lame photos and listen to his lame college video. But Charlie influenced millions. Family, did Black Alpha not just say that they would forget about this guy here in a few weeks? This is what they're saying. This is only number 555 on this broadcast that I'm using their words against them. That's why they don't like this generation in this era, because all the supremacist dog whistles, all the supremacist tricks, the ones that Charlie did and the other ones do, will all be put on the front line. Look at this. He says, we will forget about him, maybe see his lame photos and listen to his lame college video, but Charlie influenced millions. He just told you that they're going to forget about Mr. Robinson here real soon. He just told you. He just sat there and said it right there. We're going to forget about him. There you go. Ain't nobody going to be talking about no damn Charlie Robinson here soon, because we have exposed them for exactly what they are. They are people who will throw supremacists under the bus. Charlie right now is in the process of getting thrown under the bus. They'll talk about him being a legend and all that. But I promise you, soon as any liberal gets into a space, they're not going to be big enough Charlie, because the war is on. So the very fact that we have highlighted, framed, and spotlighted all of the tricks and the tangible things that they have done, and let you know that they will forget about the guy who took out Charlie ASAP so they can maintain the system of their family, that is exactly what will occur. And we're watching it occur as we speak in real time. You can't touch this. That's what it is. So you see automatically exactly what we've been talking about. Boy, we in here cooking, fam. We in here. We got 2.5 in here, man. We done went down the line, tellers, everybody getting roasted, but everything that we saying is solid and pure. So that's what's going to end up happening, fam. I promise you, the Tyler Robinson guy, he will be somebody that's an afternote. You won't see him no more gone, because remember, y'all, the system of supremacy does not put the faces of people who took out other supremacists. That's not what they do. They only promote criminals who are non-Ws. Remember that now, family. They don't promote people who are non-Ws at all. You think that in the system of supremacy, they would put that guy's fam? Do you think in the system of supremacy, they would put this man's face everywhere to remind you what he did? No, the system of supremacy does not, and I repeat, does not promote or highlight people from their community who have done crimes. They don't do it to the low-hanging fruit of somebody in a trailer park. What makes you think they would do this for a high thing of a assassination attempt? They won't do this either way. None at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people looking at the father sideways. Listen to this, family. You got to remember now, okay? This is how serious they are about protecting their BS, baby supremacists. This is how serious they are with doing this. I believe, did they say his father was a sheriff? If I'm not mistaken, his father was a sheriff, right? Okay. Well, if his father was, absolutely, that's our job. Absolutely. Good point. Absolutely, family. That's exactly what we're talking about. Okay. This right here is what they do. I believe they said his father was a sheriff. And how many times, fam, and I'm asking this as your brother, how many times do you see sheriffs, politicians, and high-ranking officials that come from their community, and you turn on your news and see they did atrocities to their own families, right? They did all types of crimes. Do you know that a sheriff will sit there and he'll go to his job and write laws that lock up Black people, but right there in his own household, he's got a W criminal child? You'll see a politician that'll write laws that lock up Black folks, but yet, look at their kids. Look at Hunter Biden. Do we got to go? We'll go to the top levels, boy. We'll do it. I told you, we'll go 15, 12, 1,300 rounds. Let's go. We'll be in here all night, fam. This is a championship fight. Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden wrote all these laws to lock up black people, and he had a criminal right there in his house, didn't he? Yes, he did. Right now, look at Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was writing all those laws to lock up black folks. You seen his brother? Yeah. Look right now at this situation. You'll have a sheriff who will have a kid who is truly insane, who is a hitman, but he'll go to his job and lock up black people. You'll have a politician that'll do it. So these people live amongst this, but don't say nothing about it. So it continues to perpetuate. And this is why these things explode. And like Malcolm said, the chickens come home to roost, because they have a system that does not ever focus on what they do wrong. And since they never focus on what they do wrong, science will simply show you, nature will simply show you, it will grow until it explodes. What happened to Charlie Kirk was nothing more than a political climate that they created. That's what Malcolm was talking about, the hate that hate produces. You can't go around and do that. See, black Americans, we understand, because we're very energetic people. We understand vibrations and frequencies. We understand what comes out of your mouth can come back to get you. We know this every day as a black person. This is why I tell everybody why we are the social and the spiritual backbone of America and why we uplift America. Understand, fam, this is only highlighting how great we are as a lineage, heritage, and culture. And I'm going to tell you why. Because all of their dirty laundry is in the streets, things that we don't participate in. Everything that they say about us is fantasy. Things that they say about us is something that they made up. Things we say about them are things that they do. We're the spiritual backbone of America. We understand you don't go around running your mouth and mocking people's oppression. And if you do, know what may come back toward you. They don't have that same energetic spiritual background because they're so warped with vitriol. So therefore, their problem is always fester. One thing about black Americans, family, whatever issues we have, we get rid of our issues quick. Somebody gonna stand up and say, put some clothes on. You out here showing too damn much. Put some clothes on. Take that up the street. Ain't that the fam? How many of your family members of you have said, take that up the street? And I don't want to curse, but take that, you know what, up the street. You see how we're problem solvers. Don't let these people tell you we don't solve problems and we ain't got it right. Family, every foundational black American said, I was outside today and I seen two young little brothers fighting. They got off the bus and they were scrapping. And then a car came down the street. And I swear to God on everything I love. They were fighting. A car comes down the street. Then they stopped. Then they shook hands. And then they walked in their separate direction. They seen that car and they was like, okay. And it was probably another black person. They was like, all right, I'll take it up the street. And then they squashed it. We put an end to things. This is why they're always trying to make it look like y'all don't say nothing about y'all crime. You don't say nothing about your crime. How many W on W marches have you ever seen in your life? How many times? How many times have you seen them have a whole march to stop W on W crime? We know it happens because we look at the crime statistics that prove that you lead in every single crime statistic out there. So you got a billion different reasons and you have a billion different cases to go march against W on W crime. I've seen black folks march for black on black crime and we have far less of our crime than they have for them. So how come you don't go march? I've never seen it. You can have a W on W march. You can have a W against this, a W against that. How come you don't see it? What do I tell everybody? You never see tethers against supremacy marches and you never see W's against W on W crime marches. So the same two groups that are always critical about my goddamn business, about FBA status, they don't even fight the issues that they claim that they deal with the most. So how come, well, W's don't even admit they have problems. But you can see that there's a silence that has always existed with these people whenever it comes down to something. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, we put an end to all of that. Take that up the street. Get that out of here. What did Pops tell Smokey on Friday? He said, boy, you get out of here. You always got some ish going. W's don't say that. Let me tell you what they do. They say he was a nice little boy. He was radicalized on the internet. Something they do, they start immediately looking. Who can I put the blame on? Who can I put the blame on? Oh, black folk, black folk, black folk. That's what they do. And we keep rejecting. So yes, Charlie Kirk right now is being the supremacist sacrifice. And quite frankly, they're throwing him under the bus in the crude way that they operate. That's just what it is. And Tyler Robinson, he will be forgotten because remember, you see right there, that's not what Black Alpha's telling you. Remember right there, they said that we will forget him. You see, fam, they said it. They said we will forget him. This is all coming from them. I'm telling y'all, I'm only using their words against them. Now they got to deal with it. They just sat there and said it. Black Alpha sat here this whole time and said that man will be forgotten. And you see W's right here telling you we'll forget him real soon. Yep. So he'll be forgotten. and he'll move on and he'll be in jail and they will never talk about him again. And he will not get the type of ridicule and the type of spotlight that a criminal that he did should receive. And that right there is a complete tossing, not just throwing Charlie under the bus, that's tossing Charlie off the bridge. But that's what supremacy does. That's exactly what they do. And let me tell you another thing they do that brothers and sisters, quite frankly, again, aren't going for. They know that we as certified foundational Black Americans stand on certified foundational Black American business empirically. And we call out everything that they do and shout out to us for doing it. Brothers and sisters right now is looking at these HBCUs that are being targeted, and we got some real questions because what the hell that got to do with us? Watch this.
What I will not understand is how a white-on-white crime equal HBCU being threatened. I ain't got to be the best at math to know that don't add up. For the same people that saying it's just an opinion, I don't understand. When you have nothing to do with that, somehow you're still looking over here. If that don't say the type of people that followed certain things that were said by said person, I don't know what does. Because sure, you can tell me, hey, he wasn't this, he wasn't that all day long. Clearly, the people who he influenced the most doing stuff like that. I know you can't blame the leader for everything, but when he influencing them kind of people, what I will not.
You see, brothers and sisters connecting the dots. We think it's so clear and so pure, y'all. They can't shake us and move us. They wouldn't have said this with the African-American generation. They would have been like, well, you know, what happened now. You see brothers and sisters like, damn, again, here's the pattern and the theme of the night. It ain't got nothing to do with us and we don't give a damn. Keep it moving.
Deserve to die like that. But you're not going to make me feel bad for not giving a fuck that he is gone. Why are y'all never this outraged and have so much compassion and empathy for Black people when they're unalive by the police? Why are y'all never this compassionate and have this much empathy for when these crazy maniac ass white people run into these schoolhouses and unalive a bunch of kids?
Damn, mixed personalities. We got more.
And you just can't get on social media and say the things you say. It's like these people that come under ghost accounts and they feel because they are behind a computer screen, they can say and do anything they want to and they can't be touched. Well, somebody touched Charlie Kirk, and guess what? It was not a foundational Black American. Especially in this time that we're living in, you just can't get on social.
I don't even know this brother, but the brother said exactly what I've been saying. Exactly the same thing.
Media and say the things you say. It's like these people that come under ghost accounts and they feel because they are behind a computer screen, they can say and do anything they want to and they can't be touched. Well, somebody touched Charlie Kirk, and guess what? It was not a foundational Black American, especially in this time.
Damn right, brother. You absolutely correct. 115%. Couldn't have said it better myself. Exactly. And that's the theme and that's the motto of all of this, fam. America does not like when crimes occur that Black people have nothing to do with. America does not like that. They just can't stand it because they need a scapegoat. Remember, fam, the system of supremacy needs scapegoats. They need scapegoats. Why do you think that they can never not be around us? They always need us around because they need somebody to be the scapegoat, right? When we have delineated, we have quite frankly removed ourselves from being somebody's scapegoat. They're not capable of scapegoating us at this point in time. And the reason why they're incapable of doing that is because separation has came through. I told everybody, every time they keep isolating foundational Black Americans, I want y'all to see this now. We out here, we're playing chess. We ain't playing checkers, fam. Whenever they isolate us, y'all's this, y'all's that, y'all's that, do y'all know that they're doing us a favor? They're doing us a favor speaking about us isolated. Think about it, brothers and sisters. What was our problem before? Is that we were being spoken of collectively. We were getting called Black and brown, Democrats. We were getting called liberals. We were getting called people of color, minorities. Our problem is not being spoke of in an isolated fashion. Our problem was being spoken of in a collective fashion. So game is on them. We hustling them. Trick is on them. They thought by calling FBA all these isolated names, you guys are a cult, you guys are a hate group, you guys are this, they thought that would hurt delineation. That has actually helped delineation. Because I would rather be spoken about in a bad way, isolated, than be spoken about in a bad way, collective. Don't let these people, I don't give a damn what you call FBA. You better just make sure you say FBA is isolated and independent and over there. So family, did we just flip it on them? Did we just flip the game on them? Did we just out hustle them when they thought they was hustling us? Who's the loser in this situation? I want to send you a bottle of champagne, or excuse me, like I said earlier, I'll send you some fentanyl because you probably like that better. All you've done is help delineation by speaking about us in a separate way. What you should have did was continue to talk about us in a collective way. But guess what? We shut that down. So think about this on another level. They're going to talk bad about us, whether it's collective or whether it's independently. So I would much rather be spoke of independently. I'm not here worrying about whether you're talking about me good or bad. Notice I left out good and bad. Good and bad ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about isolated and collective. So yes, all you've done is furthered our delineation process by saying independent, FBA, FBA, because now you notice this, y'all saying FBA and there's no attachments to it. Y'all notice that, right? Think about that, y'all. When you were a Black American, you were a Black American, and so was the Jamaican. So was the Haitian. Yeah, When you were just a person of color, so was Julio. So was Romero. When you were Black and brown, so was Estrada. So was Selena. It used to be every time they spoke about us, we were collective. FBA, Foundational Black American, they never say that with an attachment to it. They only say that exclusively and directly, just them. So that right there proves even further how on point and on game we are. And we shutting down everybody and everything they doing. That's a matter of us cleaning house. That's a matter of us standing on game. That's a matter of us doing exactly what we need to do, and can't nobody move the way foundational Black Americans been moving. And speaking of foundational Black Americans moving, family, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Brothers and sisters right now are calling out some real funny style behavior. And y'all know one thing about us right here on the Black Alpha Network, y'all. We like to highlight, spotlight, and break down some things that people have been saying. And I got to say this, the streets are really talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. Do we got to address that, family? Because I want y'all to think about everything that we said about the Tethers, everything that we said about the Charlie Kirk situation, and then ask yourself, why did Dr. Umar Johnson come out of his way to start telling Black Americans we need to be nice? Why did he paint us all with a broad brush? Why did Dr. Umar come out and make it sound like we doing something wrong? A lot of people got some speculation. Maybe you trying to get a paycheck. Maybe you trying to clean up that image. Maybe you need some help. I'm just saying, let me know how y'all feel. Because there's a lot of funny style things going on in an era and a time when you know that they're trying to make it look like Black Americans are these devious people who are out here celebrating what happened. Even though Black Alpha, #1 activist, I showed everybody with video footage and receipts that all of the celebrating is coming from the Tethers. All of the celebrating is coming from the liberals. Black Americans on this celebration list, we don't even exist. We ain't even on it. So how can you come out and say you're upset with Black people for celebrating with, by every metric, we don't have no evidence of that, Umar? So what you're saying is 100% inaccurate. So that makes me wonder, do you have a 100% agenda? Brothers and sisters, lighten them up now, y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, brothers and sisters is looking real funny style at you, Umar. They was already looking at you funny about the money. But now you done took it to a whole nother level, fam. This don't look right. Where is all of this coming from, Vasquez? You want to come out and say things like, my community. Notice he kept saying my community. Family, this sounds like some Democratic shield talk. I'm going to be honest with you. I was already looking at Dr. Umar very, very funny style. Now I'm looking at Dr. Umar even more funny style. This right here is some Democratic shield talk. And we talked about this just yesterday. Family, look what he says. While I do not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and consider him to be an anti-black bigot, I will never rejoice at the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the Black African race. First off, I ain't no African. And notice he threw that in there. And this is why a lot of us are saying that scam Africanism, a lot of them are getting some paychecks on the low. This is why I showed you just 2 weeks ago the historic nature of Pan-Africans working with the government. And Umar, this looks like you're working with the government. Now, I'm not saying that you are, because I rock with Umar. But here's what I'm going to tell you. It damn sure looked like it. And the very fact that he said he doesn't support anybody, or he would only go against somebody who has participated in the unaliving, what do you mean? Like all of the unalivings that he celebrated, all the ones that he applauded, all the ones that he condoned? I don't know about y'all, but condoning the unaliving of a teenager is just as bad as doing it. I don't know about y'all, but making excuses for the adult that did the unaliving of a teenager, that's just as bad as doing it. It doesn't take somebody to act out the aggression. The people who applaud the aggression are the ones who are the worst ones because they facilitate it. And if you know the system of supremacy like you know it, Kubar, then you understand the system of supremacy has very few extremists. The average supremacist is a moderate that condones the extremism. And I know that you know better than that, Dr. Kubar Vasquez. You don't know everything that I've heard you say about supremacy in a very, very brilliant way, because the brother's very brilliant. And then turn around and say something like that. Either your intelligence has escaped you, your understanding of supremacy has escaped you, or you getting a check and you done turned the lights out on fighting supremacy the way that you claimed that you was. There's some real serious questions about this damn post, Dr. Kubar Vasquez III, and we need some damn answers up in here. Yes, the hell we do. You don't get to that point where you start saying things like that, y'all. No. And he also started saying, I am ashamed to see members of my community. Ashamed? Who the hell are you, Roland Martin? Family, that sounds like Roland Martin wrote that. He's ashamed. Family, this at the bare minimum. Okay, hold up. No. See, I'm getting turned up, fam. Okay. At the bare minimum, y'all, that is a conversation that should be said in private. Can we go there, y'all? At the bare minimum, that is a conversation he should be saying in private. You don't make no public post lambasting us with false accusations. We got the whole dominant society to do that. Family, this is real op territory. This is moved into straight up op land all damn day. You're running around here saying things like that. My community, African Americans, ashamed, and you don't get mad at nobody unless they did something. Umar, you're wrong. And I don't think that you're wrong just because you are incorrect. I think you're wrong because you have a different motive. I'm questioning your motives and not your intelligence. This shows you how real I am and thorough. I think Dr. Umar is brilliant, and I like Dr. Umar, and I've met Dr. Umar. But this right here, I do not support. And this is why I be roasting Umar, because this is real scam like that damn school. And it brings a black eye to the game. When you start saying things like, I'm ashamed of my community, that is exactly what Democratic shills say, family. That is exactly what Democrats and Republican shills. That sounds like Jesse Lee Peterson? In my community, Trayvon Martin's a thug. That sounds like that, bro. It sounds like that. You're throwing us under the bus publicly. Nah, bro. No. And can I tell y'all, brothers and sisters lit him up. Yes, the hell they did. Brothers and sisters was like, hold on, Kubar. I got some damn questions about what you said. And he didn't backtrack on it. See, when you say things like, you're ashamed, notice he kept saying, my community. That's almost playing the role of fake spokesperson that Democrats tend to always give us. What did I tell everybody a long time ago? I said the black Democratic shield or the melanated Democratic shield or the decoy always has to overemphasize my or we. Don't I always say that? I've never seen Dr. Umar make a statement and say, I'm so upset with my community. See, when you say my community, that's typically spoken when you're speaking to someone who is not in your community. Because if you were talking to us, you wouldn't say my. If I'm talking to you guys right now, I wouldn't say my chat. I would say my certified brothers and sisters in the chat, and I would say you by name. So if you use my, you better say my with an address of the name. You wouldn't just say my and nothing else. I could say my foundational Black American brothers, my sister, my brother. But when you say my community, that doesn't sound like you're talking to us. That sounds like you're talking to white folks. That's what that comes across. If I say this is my mother, this is my father, that's different than saying my community. If I say this is my family tree, this is my lineage, that's different than saying I'm talking to my community. Umar, that's cap. That's flop. And I don't buy it for 1 second. And then on top of that, how he tries to spin it and say, we need to basically be nice. Family, I told y'all that Dr. Umar's reparations plan is the same as Dr. Phil. I told you that Dr. Umar does not want us to get reparations the same way Roland Martin said we shouldn't get reparations. Now Dr. Umar has the same rhetoric about Charlie Kirk that the dominant society is saying about Charlie Kirk. Family, we have completely destroyed the myth and the misnomer and the lie that Black Americans have been celebrating. I showed you my Black American brothers and sisters that said we don't give a damn. I showed you my brother Church who said we don't give a damn. I said I don't give a damn. Seen the chat, y'all said you don't give a damn. All of us have made it clear we just don't care. We don't give a you fam, with all the things going on in the world, you think we give a damn about a Charlie Kirk? Give me some money, fam. I got bigger things to worry about than Charlie Kirk. Kind of like when I'm going to eat the next Pop-Tart. All right. I don't know if it's going to be strawberry or cherry. I don't know. Whether I'm going to have sweet tea or whether I'm just going to have some regular tea. Those are far more serious to me than Charlie Kirk yesterday, the day before yesterday, or forever. So when you say that we're celebrating, either you ain't reading the room or you read a statement that was prepared for you. And it looked like you want some of that damn money and some paychecks. That's what that sound like. That sound like a forgiveness note. That sounds like you was in trouble with the law and brothers and sisters are calling you out on why your school ain't popped off with the frozen accounts. When you add this on top of the frozen accounts, on top of your school getting repossessed, on top of you not presenting anything, now you talking like this. This sounds like you going down the trail of selling people out. This sounds like you going down the trail to repay some of them damn debts. Did somebody come to you and say, hey, put this out right now and we'll knock off 40% of what you owe us? Or are you saying, if I say this, somebody will come to me with that deal? This is either a pre-made deal or this is him jockeying for position to get a prepaid deal. But it can't be coming from somebody who knows supremacy the way that you've spoken about supremacy, brother. Now look at this right here. I told everybody 2 years ago that Dr. Umar's rhetoric was going to get out of line and eventually the dominant society was going to start to pick it up and start saying, and I promise, fam, I'll put it on everything. Go back 2 years ago and listen to my broadcast, Dr. Kubar Vasquez, and I promise y'all, this is before I was even showing myself. I promise y'all, I said, eventually, the dominant society is going to come out and they're going to say, well, Black folks don't deserve reparations. Even Dr. Umar, their own, says they don't. Black folks don't deserve tangibles. Even Dr. Umar, their own, says they don't. Black folks don't deserve to be American. They need to go back to Africa. Well, why do you think Blacks got to go back to Africa? Even their spokesperson, Dr. Umar, said it. You got to be careful with the way he talks because eventually white people are going to start to look at Dr. Umar, who they never liked before, but they will use Dr. Umar as a weapon against Black Americans. And based on his behavior lately, I don't think he cares. I think that he would willingly be used by the dominant society to undercut FBA because he's got that much aggression towards us based on delineation. He's purposely allowing himself to be used as a puppet and as a pawn of the dominant society. Simple as that. If it comes down to allowing the dominant society to weaponize his words against Black folks, I think he'd go for it because when it comes down to it, it's starting to sound like his energy is against us here, and with supremacy, it's about right here. And you got it all wrong if that's how you coming, family. You got it all wrong. And I'm not making no accusations. I'm making statements straight up and down. I'm addressing this today. So this is what it looks like is going on with Dr. Kubar Vasquez, because knowing what he knows, he should say things. First off, what he said should be said in private. If you on code, you ain't on code. Saying my community instead of speaking about us directly, you should know that if you are on code. Saying you're ashamed of us, you should know better if you're on code. Putting the jacket in the lie that we're celebrating when clearly we're not, and all evidence shows that we're not. You would know that if you were on code. And this is why now a lot of people are starting to come out and they're saying, Dr. Kubar, we ain't rocking with you even further now. Already wasn't rocking with you before, and now we definitely ain't rocking with you. So the last few folks that was on that type of time, now them folks are gone. And I'm telling you now, the dominant society is starting to pick up on all the things that he's saying, and they're going to start using his words against us. And I believe this right here. Trust me, y'all. Somebody's going to come out and say Black Americans are celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk because Dr. Umar said so. This is why I believe he was acting like a spokesperson in that damn tweet. Look at this, fam. Now people are picking up on it, and we are identifying it. Watch this.
Happy to see y'all celebrating the death of Charlie.
Tell you the, I mean, on social media and
of Charlie Kirk. Here's what he had to say. While I did not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and considered him to be an anti-Black bigot, I will never rejoice at the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the Black African race. I am ashamed to see members of my community celebrating this situation. I will never ask you to mourn the loss of an enemy of our race, but to celebrate an unaliving is completely unacceptable. We know all too well that the greatest recipients of political assassinations in this country have been our own people. Stop laughing at the misfortunes of others and get prepared. Political assassinations have returned to the United States of America courtesy of the deep state. I'm not going to lie, this is not the response I expected from Umar Johnson.
Look at this, fam. This guy right here seems a little zesty, but whatever. Even he's like, what? Everybody was blindsided by this. Everybody's like, what the hell is he talking about? You see what we said, fam? Nobody's understanding this at all. This came from left. This looks like an agenda. And by the way, are you saying this about the people in Africa and Jamaica and Haiti, all your Africans, when they celebrate the colonizer, fam? He's got more smoke for us not celebrating what happened with Charlie Kirk as he has for any smoke that he wanted to present about Africans. Think about this, y'all. We're not celebrating what happened with Charlie Kirk. However, he don't say nothing about all of the people in Africa and Jamaica and Haiti that were out here crying about the Queen of England. You didn't say nothing about them having tears and falling out on the ground when what happened to the Queen of England happened. But yet you're talking to us. Now you want to moral police us, but you didn't morally police how they were loving the colonizer. Real funny. Now watch this. People of color are picking up on this.
And apparently the comments felt the same way. Not giving a fuck is not celebrating. I wonder if he would have wrote this if they shot you. Just a thought. He wouldn't have. I'ma be honest, I didn't lose no sleep last night.
No, the dominant society wouldn't give a damn if any of us were harmed. Anybody, Black, they would never. You think Charlie Kirk would have wrote this about any of us? You think Charlie Kirk would have wrote this about any of us? He didn't write something good about George Floyd, who got taken out on camera.
It would never make a post like this if the tables were turned. I also want to point out Instagram put the raccoon emoji down here. Like, what? I've never seen the raccoon emoji in my Instagram comments before. What are y'all doing, Instagram? When's the school opening? That's the question that never gets answered. Never worry, never teeth. He already talked about that. Stop donating money to churches and help him build the school. I feel like if you're giving money to the school, you might as well give your money to a church because you're not going to see nothing. Someone said, I don't support what happened to Charlie, but Charlie supported what happened to Charlie. Yeah, he did have some interesting views on gun rights. But yeah, you know, that's Umar's opinion.
Umar Johnson is the last person I would think of when posting about Charlie Kirk like this.
Here we go. I told y'all that the people of color and the W's were going to start to take this. I hear you. This is it. I warned everybody 3 years ago that Pan-African rhetoric about FBA is eventually going to be picked up, adopted, and weaponized against us. They're going to start saying we don't deserve reparations because Umar said it. He's black like y'all. Y'all should be out here praising Charlie Kirk. Umar said it. He's black like y'all. Here it comes. This person right here, do you think he would ever say anything about black Americans? Or do you think he sees an opportunity to use Dr. Umar's outlandish off-code statement against us? Now here comes the weaponizing of Pan-Africanism against our community. And notice I said our community. And Dr. Umar says my community. You see the difference between Black Alpha on code and Umar off code?
Because this was definitely quite shocking. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, 2 days ago, Umar Johnson made this post. Here's a better look at the post. And basically he says that even though he doesn't agree with Kirk's rhetoric and he considers him to be a bigot, he will never rejoice at him losing his life. And the reason he gives is because he hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of someone black. Not only that, he also says that he's ashamed of seeing black people celebrate the situation. And it was because of this post he got a lot of backlash. So much so that he had to make a second post earlier today. And he says that he stands by his words. And here are some of the comments because they're just absolutely roasting Dr. Umar Johnson. The person in the middle is saying, when's the school opening? Which is what many people are speculating as to why he made this post. Maybe he got money from a certain political party to make that post. That way he can get money to get that school back. But yeah, a lot of people are very disappointed with Dr. Umar's post right here. If him losing the school was not the end of him, I think this post will be. But what do you guys think?
I'm going to call this dude a doctor, and he still hasn't proven that he has a doctorate degree, which I don't give a fuck if he do or he don't. That ain't my concern. My concern is how he allegedly goes on his social media and says that he's ashamed of all the people who are celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Where was your ashamedness, being ashamed, when the MAGA tards and the clear people and Trump was celebrating and mocking Nancy Pelosi's husband? Where was your shame then? Where was your shame when Charlie Kirk was constantly spewing hatred and racism all throughout America? Where was your shame at then?
Exactly. It seems like it was focused towards us. And that seems to be the motto and the trend when you deal with Dr. Kubar. Everything is focused towards Black Americans. That's because he's on the wrong side of history, and one in which we already knew and one in which we've already broke down. But there's a lot of people out here, fam, that are getting this anti-Black karma the real way. And sometimes, like we said, fam, it could be your career go down the drain. That's what happens to certain people. Certain people just career crash out and you never return. Some people, they think things are sweet. They think things is hot on the block, and then they find out, nope, it's not what you thought it was. We out here making everybody realize what they thought was down ain't down, and what they thought was up ain't up. And the only people who are up right now are certified foundational Black Americans, because we run this whole thing. Listen to this. We know right now that when you start dealing with the dominant society, you start dealing with their ways, you start dealing with their games, all of that, all of the above, these things only got so much time before, it comes right on back around to them. That's just what we know for certain. But let me tell you what Dr. Kubar was out here saying. He didn't backtrack on nothing that he said, y'all. It came out and about, and people was like, yo, Umar, hold on now. Well, what's up with this statement that you made? And Dr. Umar didn't say nothing in return. And let me tell y'all, did Dr. Umar have any smoke for this right here as we put it on the table? Dr. Umar did not say nothing about those people that he loves so much. His Jamaican Africans and his Haitian Africans. Look at this headline right here, family. Y'all look at this. Look at this right here. Y'all see it? So in other words, Umar, don't open your mouth about our lineage until you start talking about all them counterfeits and off-code people. This dude said, me alone watched the video with Charlie Kirk. That video traumatized me. So as I showed y'all all of the tethers today on this lovely broadcast, I showed you how they breaking down, they scared, they hiding, they running. They don't know which household and plantation they're going to go to. They don't know if they're going to wake up tomorrow and Zaddy's going to be mad at them and crack them across the head with a Taylor Swift CD. They don't know. They're scared. They're upset. They're hiding. Usher in a new era now, family, of the tether fear. And that tether fear is here. And apparently this tether said that he was traumatized. So I showed you every single tether today, and I want you to think about the high statements that they were making. And I said this earlier in the broadcast, and I'm going to say it again for the whole family. We seen Tether say they are viewing the world differently. They said they don't want to leave the house. They say they don't want to have kids. This is what they said. They said, how come we all can't get along? What's wrong with humanity? Seeing the person that they love so much, a W, be put in some type of harm, that makes tethers get very shaken up on the inside. What we've seen is that W on W crime, or shall I say any W being harmed, that makes a tether get shaken up at the roots. Because the one thing that a tether loves more than a tether loves themselves is a W. And one thing that they can't stand more than anything is to see they lovely W hurt. So we have proved again for the millionth time why they ain't like us, why this is not our fight, and why we don't give a damn. Delineation, regulating, separating will get you your reparations. We stand away from them type of people. You traumatized. Exactly. So if Kuba or anybody else ain't going to talk about the counterfeit nature, these people being terrified, these people being traumatized, upset, hurting in their feelings because they seen they zaddy hurt, well, then Kumar can kick rocks and he can go on over to Africa or Jamaica or Haiti with the rest of them, because certifies we right here and everything that we say goes and everything that we do runs it. And let me tell y'all, he didn't backtrack, not for 1 second, fam. When brothers and sisters called him out, this is what Kubar said. Kubar said, good Garvey day, Empress. I stand by my words. I didn't ask anyone to show empathy. We weren't going to do that anyway. I asked for them to be intelligent so as to not dismiss harming as something to be laughed at which will only help normalize the violence against our own. They've already normalized the violence against us anyway. You think how we respond to this situation means anything about how they gonna treat us? They gonna treat us the way they treat us regardless. And the fact that Kubar thinks that how we feel about Charlie Kirk has any bearing on how they treat us, family, the Charlie Kirk situation happened way after Breonna Taylor. They still treated us wrong. Matter of fact, Charlie Kirk was treating Breonna Taylor wrong. The Charlie Kirk situation happened way after Mike Brown. They still treated us wrong. Hell, Charlie Kirk talked terrible about Mike Brown. I can't even get into that on air. So if that's the case, and he's saying all of these things, you sound like don't rocks the boat, they gonna comes against us. He said, if you approve of what happened, then do it in private. Then Black Alpha would say, if you gonna make these statements, then do it in private. Don't forget, it's our women and children walking these streets unprotected. I would say our women and children are good, and what you're doing is actually making it worse. He said, in the art of war, strategy dictates victory, not emotion. And I would say we have been the most emotionless people. See, I know you've been over there in Africa, and I know you've been over there as a fake scam Africanism, and now you're trying to pretend to be some spokesperson for us, but you ain't qualified and verified, damn sure ain't certified. And let me tell you what it really is, family. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Don't be speaking about my lineage, heritage, culture. Remember, you're a scam African. And remember, you ain't for reparations, so we ain't for what you got to say. Simple as that. Disqualify yourself. Go ahead and get up on out of here. This is our time and this is our era, and you ain't reading the room right. Every single thing that you say about Black America is not how Black America feels. Every single thing that you come around us and you spew in your lecture does not apply and does not fit certified foundational Black America. So therefore, we understand what you're doing is strategic, and it ain't strategic and going against supremacy. It sounds like it's strategic and getting a paycheck from supremacy. And you don't like the fact that we've called all of that out now, do you? Nobody does. But guess what? The G-checking and the wrecking never stops. It continues and it goes and it goes and it flows and it flows and it flows. And a lot of these people are out here getting G-checked and they're getting wrecked. And one of the main ones, family, that you've been seeing out here getting checked is this individual right here. Why he's still upset, fam? We left and came back, fam, in the beginning of the broadcast all the way now. And this man is still hurt. He's still upset. He's still crying. He's still down bad. Are you down bad, Myron? Is because you were running your mouth about the lineage, heritage, and culture. And now Zaddy is about to run you out of the country. Are you dealing with your tether fears right now? Have your tether fears started to kick in because you are all about to be racially homeless? And there ain't nothing worse than a dusty mop. And there ain't nothing worse than being racially homeless when you thought you had a home in supremacy. You finding out the hard way, the same way everybody's finding out the hard way, that foundational Black Americans run this whole damn thing, and foundational Black Americans have changed the game. That's what you finding out. But let me tell y'all what he's really finding out. I told y'all that it's only a matter of time before the walls get to closing. I told y'all that this random hatred about FBA and Tariq was him basically trying to project his internal fears. I told y'all that now the dominant society is going to start looking at these tethers, and the tethers are going to be the first ones to get the whooping. Yeah, it's like when a parent comes home from work and they see little Chad and little Brad and little Karen and little Ken, and they had a rough day at work, so they take out what went on at work on their kids. Now you about to see the dominant society take all their frustrations, all their hatred, all their crude, violent energy out on all the tethers. And the tethers, y'all responsible because y'all the ones who wanted to be underneath these people. You fled from your homeland to sit up underneath Brad. You fled from your village to sit up underneath Brad. You climbed over fences and under fences. You swam across alligator-infested water so you can sit up underneath Brad. But now Brad, Chad, Karen, and Ken and Rebecca got a civil war. And I showed you all the footage. And I put all the receipts on the table. So now with that civil war that they about to have, instead of whooping on each other all day long, they're going to start whooping up on you. And family, now is the point where the dominant society starts to come after Myron Gaines. Myron, it's not just Charlie Kirk and his situation that was your problem. It's now that Black Alpha told everybody they was about to start pulling out that belt on tethers. And here it goes. Told y'all them W folks was going to get them. Told y'all them W folks was going to see them. We reported Myron Gaines anti-S to Stream Elements who enforced their terms of service and removed his account. Look at this right here, family. He been talking about a certain community, and that certain community ain't going for it. So now they reporting to come and get him. Now they're reporting to take his things away, to be taken off of everything that you thought you was going to be on. Now, all the tethers, starting with Myron, it's about to go down bad. See, Myron was having these conversations because Myron thought that he was going to disrespect FBA. He ain't just bring us up out of nowhere. He knew that some smoke was about to come down. He knew that this right here was just a prelude to this right there. He knew that the dominant society ain't got a place for him, and his rhetoric is not wanted. And they view him the same way that he should be viewed. It's just somebody who's trying to bootlick on them. And now the fact that they got bigger problems, you about to see all of the W's start to come crashing down on all of the tethers that wanted to stick around. How about this one? Myron Gaines, then they put his real name, wishes that bleep would have successively beeped every single bleep on Earth. We were so close. And it comes from the same community that he be running his mouth on. And now that same community let him know that he is in their sights. So translation to Myron, we knew from the jump that you was just trying to hate on foundational Black Americans, but now the dominant society got that belt on your ass. Easy work. Easy work. You getting that work. Told everybody. They know what time it is. We know what time it is, and the time is certified time. Certified time is all the damn time, family. That's the only thing that matters, okay? That's the only thing that matters. So I want us to go ahead and frame this, and this has been a very, 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 very beautiful broadcast, and we done broke down things very strategically. We went through all the tethers and talked about how they feel. We done made a very clear example to the family of what's going on in the world. One thing about me, Black Alpha, I'm always making sure that I keep everybody on point, on game, updated with the facts and everything as they occur, as it occurs, and as it goes on. And I want to encapsulate everything so my brothers and sisters, y'all can go out there and maneuver in this world, and we can have these situations where we chop it up. We talked about the system of supremacy. We spoke even about Lee Harvey Oswald. We talked about how Charlie Kirk is just a supremacist sacrifice. They're already throwing him under the bus. I provided footage of the liberals and conservatives making videos about each other and all of their misguided energy, broke down all of their statistics, showed you how the tethers are out here scared and they're all racially homeless. We even seen someone talking about Charlie Kirk. Hey, that's him. But we've been talking about everything and putting receipts on the table about what they say and what they do. Now we know it, because I want all of you guys to take this energy from these conversations and the things that we speak about and to go out in the real world and put out that real energy. So my people gonna be good. My people gonna know how to move. It could be mayo on mayo. These people can be on rooftops or whatever energy that they have. My brothers and sisters, y'all gonna be straight, because we're gonna break it down. We're gonna put everything on the line. We're going to drop receipts. We're going to learn. We're going to lean on each other. So when we go out here in this real world, we're going to take our already exceptional foundational Black American energy and take it to the maximum. And we can only do that if we stand together. And guess what? We standing together. Okay. So let me tell you what we shut down. Clear as day, tethers are crashing out, and it's a wrap. Clear as day, it's over, Myron, done. And then on top of that, fam, we got rid of the nice supremacy, the nice racism. Yeah, no longer can they intellectualize white supremacy with big words and cover it up. That's been exposed. That's done. No longer can they put a smile on their face after they say something vile and crude. That's over. That's done. No longer can they project and deflect. That's over and done. So whether that is supremacy that comes in nice, big intellectual words where they try to trick you with science that they ain't even got and ain't qualified, and they don't want to see me on the science level, I can get them on any way they want, fam. We done shut down all that fake science that they give and found out they frauds. We done shut down all the statistics and projections, found out them is just a bunch of numbers and they can't add it up. And then we done shut down, they can put a smile on their face, they can do a dance, they can have all the time in the world, but that's all been exposed. And apparently that they don't like themselves. And apparently, instead of worrying about us, you need to worry about your own. And like I tell people all the time, foundational Black Americans, certified Black society, we're going to make sure that everything that people do gets exposed, because we are certified regulators, and regulators always mount up and we put it on. Family, it's been a beautiful, lovely episode, broadcast, broke it all the way down. The #1 channel, the #1 activist. I don't care, family. Nobody got the vibe that we got. Nobody got the energy that we got, fam, because we're exactly that. We're a family. They friends, they allies, they feuding, they fighting, they beefing, they mayo, Miracle Whip, Joe Loft, or whatever the hell they got. Let's just know it ain't us. Not our fight. We don't give a damn. Already know. Who gives a damn about friends when you got family? And we're a family, and our family moves strong, and that's why we've moved along. Enjoy while everybody's crashing out in America. Foundational Black Americans are two-stepping in America. That's the difference, man. So I love you guys with a passion, and I really enjoyed this conversation, and I want y'all to enjoy your weekend and just know everywhere you go, you a winner. You a winner. And there's always going to be a winner, that be us. And there's always going to be a loser, that be them, all of them. And that's just the way it is. You don't like it, you're going to have to just deal with it. Family, I love y'all. Promise y'all. I love y'all with a passion, man. It's been so good, so great breaking this down with y'all, man. I wish we could go even longer. We're going to have some more spaces and cover everything. But just know, I got your back 24/7, 365 on my heart. I'm going to put it always on the line for the community, and I'm going to always ride. And all of our story going to be a story of success. All of our story is going to be a story of winning. And all of our stories are going to be a story of standing next to each other. Exceptional, certified way. Awesome, fantastic, phenomenal, spectacular. All of those things above. If it's great, it's FBA. And if it's FBA, then it's all goddamn day. One love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Y'all have a good weekend. Black Alpha will catch you on the other side. And always remember, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, and no matter where you are, that Black is beautiful and beautiful is always black. Certified salute. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.